by joyonline.com interactive app for Android and iOS devices. Coming up, Teachers and Educational Workers Union join strike in solidarity with Senior Staff Association over pension demands.
Government should, as a matter of urgency, release these monies. Otherwise, other public sector unions will join in this action going forward.
Also, allow SML to continue their revenue assurance operations as investigations into their operations continue. That's the appeal from the Ghana Revenue Authority to the presidency. We have details of their letter. In business,
rating agency Fitch predicts a favorable outlook for banks operating in Ghana in 2024, saying the external debt exchange will have little impact on the operations. Details on the Joy Business Report.
And later, Ghanaians express fury and disappointment as AFCON 2022 fate hangs in the balance with draw against Mozambique as the coach takes blame.
See, I can't even eat right now at this moment. I'm even short of words. I can't think far, serious.
So let us be happy that we are getting wrong results for doing the wrong things.
I am Amicia Nyamicha Thompson. Details shortly. And we start from the Labour front. Today, members of the Teachers and Educational Workers Unions will lay down their tools in solidarity with the Senior Staff Association in public universities, also demanding improved service conditions and the release of their Tier 2 pension funds. On the University of Ghana Legon campus, teachers at the university's basic school who are members of the senior staff did not teach, and essential services provided by members suspended. Kenneth Jesse has more.
At the University of Ghana campus Monday, the industrial action was in full force, with members vowing not to return to their various duties until their demands are met.
When that cuts across is a Tier 2. Everybody will go on pension. Everybody will go on pension. And if we are going to sit to grow old, go on pension, even as we are active now, who is listening to us? Then if you go on pension, who will listen to you? So this is the time to fight.
The association, together with the Teachers and Educational Workers Union, TEWU, is however unhappy some of their members flouted their directives and cautioned them to desist from such acts or face the consequences.
Initially, when we came, the place was locked. So we came here. This is the second time that the place is open. We came to meet one of our staff here. And we are asking her, religiously, she should leave and go and rest at home.
The strike, which has since expanded to include the Teachers and Educational Workers Union, has also affected the University of Ghana Basic School.
Well, on the KNUST campus, Emmanuel Bright Kweko reports that teachers at the university's basic school boycotted class.
Basic school teachers, security and library personnel and other administrative officers have abandoned their duties in demand for the restoration of their overtime allowances and payments of Tier 2 pensions. Nana Bediako Baye is the secretary of the Senior Staff Association at KNUST.
Our demands are also very important to us. We have to balance work and whatever we get from the work, and that is why we are on strike.
At the KNUST Basic School, teachers at the school have abandoned classrooms with a few national service personnel and other casual workers at post. Josephine Akpenyo is a teacher and the Women's Commissioner of the local chapter.
But I just fell for the learners in the class.
Well, General Secretary of the Teachers and Educational Workers Union, Mark Dinchra Kranche, says piling pressure on government is the only option for them now.
The pensions in this country are low, and our members are the least paid workers as far as the university is concerned. And when these people's money are kept by government and not released to the schemes for investment, then indirectly we are punishing these workers. And so we say that government should, as a matter of urgency, release these monies. Otherwise, other public sector unions will join in this action going forward.
Mark Danchira Kranche is General Secretary of the Teachers and Educational Workers Union. Now, the Ghana Revenue Authority wants government to allow the embattled Strategic Management Ghana Limited (SML) to continue running the system it's installed to enhance revenue assurance as investigations into their operations continue, contrary to a decision by the presidency for an outright suspension of their contract. GRA is pushing for this to avoid revenue loss. There's more in a letter the authority wrote to the presidency. My colleague Samuel Imbura joins me in the studio with details. Imbura, what does the letter say?
Mame GRA says it has communicated government's decision to SML, but the company has expressed concerns about operation ramification and disruptions that would arise from the intended suspension of operations. Let me quote what the letter says. It says, having carefully reviewed the concern and based on our own understanding of the contracts and the deliverable, we are of the opinion that the system that has been installed to enhance revenue assurance for control purposes and also to aid with the ongoing investigation could, with your kindest permission, be allowed to run. The system will continue to record real-time data until your further directive after the conclusion of the investigations.
Well, why is the GRA saying this?
Well, Mamesi, GRA is worried about the losses that can arise if the operations are suspended. Again, a quote from the letter says, we can confirm that the suspension to all intents and purpose will lead to revenue losses following the suspension. There has been a huge gap in the control system and also the update of the oil marketing company's accounts. We, however, want to assure you that the contract remains suspended and no payments would be made on the contract until your directive.
Thank you, Samuel Imbura. Now, away from that, Joe Gate, former railways minister and member of parliament for Isikado Kitan, has criticized his colleagues in parliament for attempting to dictate to the president over the continued stay of Ken Ofori-Atta as finance minister. Last year, a significant number of governing party MPs demanded his removal for supervising Ghana's worst economic crisis. Many NPP MPs still hold the view and are not shy to express it. But speaking on PM Express last night, Mr. Gate, who retires from Parliament this year, said the minister took all finance decisions in the name of the president, who must take ultimate responsibility.
I disagree with the position that people, whether they be MPs or non-MPs, should be telling the president who to appoint and who not to appoint. You can express your views. Talk is free. But I don't think that the president is bound to follow those views. The president must listen as president, but I always believe that the buck stops the leader. In any event, have you looked at the Constitution? The Constitution says that all financial matters are by the president. So some have argued that if you ask the finance minister to resign, then you must as well ask the president to resign.
Well, to our election headquarters now. Now, some constituencies in the Ashanti region are expected to witness an intense contest in Saturday's NPP parliamentary primaries. Over 120 candidates in the region will battle for slots in 41 constituencies where the party has majority incumbent MPs seeking re-election. Nana Boakye Yadon puts the spotlight on the Adansi Asokwa, Bekwai and Meisha North constituencies.
At the Meisha North constituency, the incumbent Member of Parliament, Akwesi Konedu, who has served one term in Parliament, is facing a tough contest against former MP Collins Owusu-Amankwa and two others.
There is nothing like complacency in this game. And I know, inshallah, and by his grace, victory is assured.
But the former MP for the area, Collins Amankwa, says his quest to return to Parliament is a call from the constituents.
Wherever you go, people are craving for my comeback, that I should come and continue with the laudable projects that I was embarking on.
In the Bekwai constituency, Joseph Osei-Wusu is opting out of Parliament. This has opened the race up for 4 candidates, including retired Commissioner of Police George Alex Mensah and Raphael Lopokodusei.
My message to the delegates, I've always been telling them that COP is coming to make sure that the whole Bekwai constituency, we all come together and fight.
Ralph Pokwodusei also has his eyes on the Bekwai seat.
Yes, they've bought into his vision and his plans for the delegates.
Adansi Asokwa constituency has 3 aspirants seeking to unseat incumbent MP K.T. Hammond.
Gotta ask them if they know the constituency. Gotta ask them what is it that they know about the constituency. We are not looking for the win. The win is guaranteed.
Sami Benfotakwa is contesting K.T. Hammond for the 2nd time.
Yes, he's a giant, but then he's not that he's unbeatable.
And election headquarters is brought to you by Petrosol. Away from that, in a wave of collective disappointment, anger and fury, Ghanaians are grappling with the aftermath of a potential painful exit from the 2023 AFCON in Cote d'Ivoire. The national team, the Black Stars, saw their commanding 2-goal lead slip away in the dying moments of the game, resulting in a heart-wrenching 2-2 draw against the resilient Black Mambas of Mozambique. Listen to some Ghanaians who spoke with Joy News after the game.
Yeah, I'm really disappointed. I can't think far. I'm still thinking about it. See, I can't even eat right now at this moment. I'm even short of words.
Look at the last minute goal. The ball was going on a goal kick, and you went and did that mistake. I don't understand. And I can't think far.
Well, speechless, Mohamed Kudus managed a thank you to Ghanaians after he was voted as the best player in the game against Mozambique.
I'm out of words. I don't know what to say, man. Yeah, thank you. Thanks to the fans for the support, Yeah.
You have the reward of man of the match.
Yeah, thanks to everyone for the votes,
Well, Coach Chris Houghton has taken full responsibility for Ghana's performance in the AFCON, acknowledging his role in the team's unexpected exit.
We have not been good. If you're asking me about myself personally, then as head coach, I've not done well enough in this competition. We have played 3.
And on that painful exit, we end the bulletin in our top story. Teachers and Educational Workers Union joined strike in solidarity with senior staff associations over pension demands. I am Amir Sinyamicha Thompson. Business is next on the Super Morning Show.
Is over. It's the Clash of Titans. The Total Energies African Cup of Nations Côte d'Ivoire 2023 is here. And as part of this year's competition, all Total Energy service stations will go into 100% football mode. So drive to selected service stations and kickstart your year with lots of amazing giveaways. This is our way of supporting our gallant Black Stars. So starting Sunday 14th January, when you buy fuel or lubricants from selected Total Energy service stations on Ghana match days, you instantly win amazing branded souvenirs. Let's celebrate the passion of football together and win lots of gifts during the 2023 Total Energies African Cup of Nations. Remember, promo is valid while stocks last. Visit our social media pages Total Energies GH for more information. Terms and conditions apply. Let's live football together.
The boys are lined up looking for an opening. They are charging forward from our 3. Kuku has his eye on the cashier, but Yo gets there first. He taps, and he scores!
Win your ticket to glory with the ABSA Card Assist. Tap to pay with your ABSA debit or credit card, and you could win an unforgettable Premier League experience in the UK or any of over 50 consolation prizes such as home appliances and shopping vouchers. It's time to tap your way to the Premier League with your ABSA card. ABSA, the official banking partner of the Premier League. Terms and conditions apply.
Millennium Insurance has enhanced its motor insurance policy cover to make life more comfortable for you, our valued clients, and in the event of vehicle breakdown whilst on the road. To ensure your safety and that of your vehicle, Millennium Insurance will ensure that your broken down vehicle is towed to a safe place within 1 hour of call and 30 kilometers radius from the place of breakdown. This service is absolutely free. Millennium Insurance, your trustworthy partner, is on standby to be of service to you. Contact us now on 0501 394 997 or 0501 285 821, 0501 394 997 or 0501 285 821.
Millennium Insurance, your trustworthy partner.
No matter your water needs, Syntex has it all. Syntex tank was first to introduce double layer tank, and now you can have as many layers as you want. Syntex tank was first to introduce white inner layer tanks in Ghana, and now introduces the customer specs order, which will let you order any color and size you want. Syntex tanks gives you the biggest warranty of 7 years, which no other tank gives you. So whatever your water consumption, size of project, or demand, choose Syntex tank. Syntex tank, stress-free. Syntex tank, reliable. Syntex tank, maximum guarantee. Call 0244 335 168, Kumasi 0505 555 666, or visit syntexgh.com. Syntex tank, a strong, a tough.
Right, so welcome back, and thank you very much for staying with us here on the Super Morning Show on Joy 99.7 FM and the 6 a.m. news brought to us by Total Energies. Total, we go the extra mile for you. Absa Bank Ghana Limited, helping you find a way to get things done, and Millennium Insurance, your trustworthy partner. Agbafu.
Good morning, Winston.
Yeah, good morning. How you doing, man?
I'm well. I'm doing very well.
Some of us
Unlike
are not well.
so many others, our WhatsApp console is flooded with messages this morning. Tells you how passionate people are about football.
Lots of messages. We get into all of those.
Well, I didn't waste time to watch the match because I
How
just.
do you classify that as wasting time?
Oh no! I mean the
Because
Black
we
Stars'
drew-
performance over the years has been on the decline, and so I wasn't expecting anything extraordinary from them. I mean, honestly, so I didn't watch the game, and so yeah. But this morning I woke up and I saw the clip of Richard Ofori, and
I don't know what was going through that guy's mind.
I think it was all over the place, and people were wondering, what was this guy thinking? What was this guy thinking?
What
But
was
it's
Richard Ofori doing?
one of those things, Winston. I think that we just have to accept the fact that our football is on the decline and we need to fix it. And I feel this coaching thing is overrated. I mean, we made so much noise about Chris Hughton. I mean, we're not
As for
saying
Chris
it.
Hughton, he has disgraced all of us who supported him.
Yeah.
Because look, I ask myself, Joseph Pencil, you know, he was actually the guy who got us the first penalty.
Mm-hmm.
And then in the second half, we don't bring Pencil. We bring Andre Ayew. To come and do what? What problem was Andre Ayew going to solve? What was the need in the Black Stars? And was Andre Ayew the one going to solve that need or that problem in the Black Stars?
Well, Mama B was talking about it during the break, and I was thinking, well, Mama B is not a coach, but she even thought it wasn't a wise decision to take. So you wonder, what was Chris Hughton thinking then?
What are you bringing Andre Ayew to come and do? What was he coming to do in that game? I don't understand. What did he come to do in the game? Look, we kept saying this. Anytime of course, we're leading by a goal. Then Ashimiro gets injured. What do you bring? Who do you bring? Baba Idrisu. You bring Baba Idrisu in. Baba Idrisu every day.
Well, Nixon doesn't usually talk, but
Nixon, what's up?
Well, it's quite heartbreaking in the sense that for me, from day one, I realized that the coach was tactically bankrupt, you know, because since his exit at Brighton, he has never been approached by any, even League One club in England to coach.
Oh, he actually went to coach Nottingham Forest, and they fired him. When they fired him, they gave the job to Cooper, and Cooper brought them to the Premier League.
But clearly, I don't see why we should lose that match against Mozambique.
Oh, we drew. We didn't lose. Are you too high?
But we lost.
We lost. Indirectly, we lost because we needed to progress. We needed to win to qualify.
If you had won this match, like straight second though.
Yeah.
Now look, Ivory Coast has 3 points. Namibia, they've played 2 matches. They have 3 points, so we can't get to Namibia. Algeria, they've played 2 matches. They have 2 points. Zambia played 2 matches. They have 2 points. They're playing. They'll be playing. And our prayer now will be that these teams lose miserably.
Chances that they will lose miserably.
We're out.
Oh,
I mean,
man.
sadly, we're out.
This is disappointing and very heartbreaking, like Nixon said.
You know, yesterday I was thinking of, wearing my, how do you call it, Black Stars jersey when we were leading by 2 goals. So I was looking at a few things. I said, hey, with my tummy fit and everything. Little did I know I wasn't going to wear it today.
And these are the little things that make Ghanaians excited amidst all of the challenges we are facing with the economy and all. And football too is like wahala.
Charlie, today we're talking about it. One of my friends, Akwesi Apia, Akwesi Apia, I was at the University of Cape Coast with him. He says, you have to call Countryman Songo live this morning.
I think you should.
We have to call Countryman Songo.
You have to.
Okay, we'll see about that. Anyway, so this morning also we'll talk about the SML, the GRA. You've seen that letter writing to the presidency indicating that, they think that we shouldn't suspend the deal. We'll get views of some analysts on that. Stay with us now. Time for the Joy Business Report with Darryl Kwao and the team.
Hi, good morning. Welcome to the Joy Business Report. Coming up this morning, rating agency Fitch predicts a favorable outlook for banks operating in Ghana in 2024, saying the external debt exchange will have little impact on the operations. Also, cedi loses over 2% in value to the dollar this year, but expected inflows from the International Monetary Fund and Bank of Ghana will ease depreciation pressure. Also, government insists new set of taxes being introduced will not result in inflation going up. Details coming up. Thanks for joining us, everyone. What a difficult night it was. Hopefully some sunshine today. Hello to our friends listening on KTU Radio in Koforidua. My name is Daryl Kwao. First up, rating agency Fitch is predicting a favorable outlook for banks operating in Ghana in 2024. This follows the successful conclusion of the domestic debt exchange program, which impacted most banks negatively. According to the UK-based firm, the external debt restructuring will have little impact on the Ghanaian banking sector, but warns of elevated loan quality risk. Here's Director of Europe, Middle East and Africa Banks Ratings at Fitch Ratings, Tim Slatter.
This reflects our view that conditions will improve relative to a particularly bad 2023, which saw the sovereign default on both foreign currency and local currency debt. The domestic debt exchange program, which was launched in December 2022 but concluded last year, inflicted large net present value losses on the banking sector and had a significant impact on its capital. We still believe that the accounting treatment of the exchange and regulatory forbearance will continue to mask the true effect on the banking sector's capital this year. The sovereign external debt restructuring is ongoing, but in our view poses far less risk to the banking sector due to its small exposure to sovereign Eurobonds.
You had Tim Slater, Director of Europe, Middle East and Africa Bank Ratings at Fitch Ratings. Now, the Monetary Policy Committee of the Bank of Ghana will today begin meeting to review the economy and announce a new policy rate at a press conference next week. The meeting is coming at a time there is pressure on the committee to cut the rate by some significant margin due to the consistent decline in inflation. Governor of the Bank of Ghana, Dr. Ernest Addison, however, says that the bank is committed to tight monetary policy stance and the committee will cut the policy rate when necessary. The policy rate currently stands at 30% after it was kept unchanged at the committee's last meeting in November. Moving on, the Ghana cedi has lost over 2% in value to the dollar this year. However, analysts expect improved investor sentiment following the expected inflow of a $600 million IMF bailout package and other budgetary support from the World Bank. Here's a Business Desk report.
Last week, the cedi continued to cede ground to the major trading currencies due to a stronger US dollar despite some foreign exchange liquidity injection. This caused the American greenback to gain across a basket of African currencies, including the local currency. As a result, the central bank's $11.6 million spot market support failed to cushion the cedi as it ended the week's trade to a mid-rate of 12 cedis 53 pesos to a dollar on the retail market. The local currency also dipped against the pound and the euro on the retail market. The executive board of the IMF approved the first review of Ghana's loan program, allowing for an immediate release of $600 million. Also, the World Bank confirmed that the debt rework has unlocked the release of $300 million in budget support, which will be considered by the executive board this week. Despite the prevalence of corporate demand, analysts expect foreign exchange market sentiment to improve as the deal's inflow should help increase supply-side intervention and cushion the local unit in the near term.
That was a Business Desk report. Now, the Ghana Union of Traders Association, GUTA, has once again called on the Bank of Ghana to check the repatriation of dollars by Chinese businesses. According to GUTA, part of the reason for the cedi's depreciation between January and February could be blamed on the Chinese New Year celebrations where their businesses abroad repatriate dollars home. Speaking to Joy Business, President of the association, Joseph Obin, said measures must be put in place to reduce the amount of dollars taken out of the country.
You realized the perennial depreciation program that we've been here every January to February. Yeah. So this is the time to now, because during that time, the masters of the economy are going, the Chinese and all that, they are taking all the chunk of their resources to go. How are we going to manage that? That's what my fears. So if we are not able to manage it well, there being the end of the year, entering January where Chinese are going for their holiday, and you know they control a chunk.
President of Guta, Joseph Obinthe. Let's take a look at the currency market this morning. The dollar going for 12 cedis 45 pesos on the retail market. The pound going for 15 cedis 45 pesos. The euro trading at 13 cedis 43 pesos. Now, government is insisting that the new set of taxes that have taken off will not result in inflation going up. The Ghana Revenue Authority last week announced that it has set the 1st of January as the implementation date for these 7 tax amendments. However, there are fears that this will reverse the decline in inflation witnessed over the past months. But the Governor of the Bank of Ghana, Dr. Ernest Addison, disagrees.
Tax and inflation, if you look at it, in a sense, it's a withdrawal of, income that is going to those that are paying the taxes. And to the extent that it helps in the fiscal consolidation process, it should not necessarily lead to an increase in inflation. In fact, the Bank of Ghana would continue to manage the inflation side of the macro.
We can hear next from the Finance Minister, Ken Ofori-Atta, who maintains that the tax reliefs as well as other programs being implemented will help contain inflation.
That it's not going to be inflationary. But more important, we have all sorts of tax reliefs that you don't want to talk about. And with regards to the taxes on electricity, and it doesn't affect sort of the lifeline tax people. And so I think we should be all right. The emissions tax, as you know, I think we'll be okay.
You had the Finance Minister, Ken Ofori-Atta. The World Bank is expected to meet today and approve some $300 million for Ghana. The Washington-based lender is advancing the support for Ghana after the country managed to secure a deal with bilateral creditors and consequently completed the first review of the International Monetary Fund program. George Rafe has details.
Joy Business understands that the executive directors of the World Bank Board will approve and disburse $300 million to Ghana. Sources say Ghana has met all the conditions needed for this support to be advanced to the country. The World Bank Group is one of several donor partners that will in the coming weeks approve more support for Ghana after it passed the first review under the IMF program last week. Former country director of the World Bank has been outlining the areas the money should be advanced once it hits governments of Ghana's account.
Basically, cash going into your consolidated fund, and then, of course, the program spending is there in line with budget that's been approved by Parliament.
The World Bank will also, in the coming weeks, meet to approve some $250 million for Ghana. This is part of support with the Financial Stability Fund, established to assist financial institutions and commercial banks hit badly by the effects of the domestic debt exchange program.
George Rafe with that report. Now, chairman of the Competitive African Rice Platform, Yao Edupoku, has raised concerns about lack of subsidies for local rice production. According to him, this is making it uncompetitive in the domestic market compared to the foreign brands. He tells Joy Business government has to immediately step in to sustain the nation's food security in the medium to long term.
So you can see that they have an advantage of 100% over ours. And that tells in the market. And so it makes it very, very difficult. As I'm talking to you, I'm doing everything that I can to push the distributors to accept Ghana rice. In fact, farmers are now more than willing to give the rice to you, come later and pay. Do you have 100% broken? Price drops sharply, about 60% down. So everybody is afraid of Ghana. This is the situation we find ourselves.
Yao Edupoku is chairman of the Competitive African Rice Platform. Turning next to Investor Eye, will tell you how to detect fraudulent investment links shared on social media platforms. Joseph Kokwe is lead in charge of cybersecurity at the E-Crime Bureau.
There's certain metrics you are looking at. You are looking at historically, what kind of message has this person been sending? So if you contextualize it in that way, then I know the kind of messages you send on a group. This is very inconsistent with things you normally send, right? So on that metric, then I can determine the sender aspect as suspicious. From the sender aspect, you can also look at who is sending it in terms of, again, it comes with history in the sense that, has this person ever sent a message to me before? So if you are dealing with someone who is a one-time sender, normally it also is suspicious because people of that range are normally attackers who are just targeting as many people as possible and they want to see who will fall victim to it. But thirdly, in this case of the sender, the beautiful thing about it is you can easily call to verify. So I got a link from you. Are you the one who sent it? I'm saying this because there are cases like where you mentioned where someone's account can be hacked, and then the hacked account is being used to send things.
Joseph Kokwe, the lead in charge of cybersecurity at the E-Crime Bureau, make a date on Thursday for another episode of Investor Eye. Before we go, let's check the commodity market. Crude oil increased marginally, selling this morning at $79 a barrel. Gold is selling at $2,028 an ounce after gaining more than $6. Cocoa, however, lost $18 to open trading at $4,565 a ton. More news on our website, myjoyonline.com/business. And it's back to Kojo. Why did I say Winston with more of this woman? Where's Kojo? I was thinking, was it because of the Black Stars game? He couldn't come to work today. Okay, great. Yeah. Anyway, Hilda is listening, says, My Joy FM, 5:52 a.m. You got me laughing out so loud with this song. We are going.
Yeah, we are going. Oh, you see,
so
when
Robert is running to the studio. I think he's up to some mischief.
Robert is up to something. The way Robert just runs.
Oh, he's says, definitely up to something.
Hold on. Robert says, "Boss, hold on." So I'm holding on. I'm holding on, waiting. This is a surprise. I don't know what Robert is about to do.
All right.
But I played that, we are going song because it's one of the songs that we use. We're going.
This one says, "Good morning, Winston. How on earth did the Black Stars get here? Being beaten by two underdogs of football." Nana, who is listening from Spintex Road. Yeah.
Okay.
Is Roberto ready?
DJ Roberto says
Jackie says, "Don't talk about the Black Stars. Talk about the Black Princesses."
Anyway, let's go for an inspirational song. This one is inspired by DJ Roberto.
All right.
I don't know what you have to do without God. Just ask your neighbor, waiting I for do without God. Or ask somebody, waiting I for do without God. Imagine that Jesus didn't die. Aha.
Inspirational song for today. I think we need God at this point in time. It's only God. For all of us who supported the Black Stars. Mavi Hilda says she likes the We Are Going song at 5:52.
Well, no, I've never felt that song being abused like that before.
No, but that's a song we've been
because it's a very inspirational song.
Very inspirational.
That kind of inspiration can be connected to what's happening on in Cote d'Ivoire.
No, when you have a song, when you have a song that got the British Parliament, to actually sit and decide that Osibisa could not perform in South Africa.
No, I agree.
But that's the song we use, the Black Stars.
It's a very powerful one.
It's too legendary for
but that's
what
the
we
song
for this kind of wishy-washy performance by this substandard
When we are going, we say, we are going. Heaven knows where we are going.
No, it invokes a certain... Listen, when we are going to war, we should be singing songs like that.
We will
but not playing.
Heaven knows how we will get there. And they say the road will be tough. But we will get there.
Oh,
we didn't get there.
I beg. This was not an extraordinary road to be.
You have a Cape Verde.
Yes.
Egypt.
Yeah.
And Mozambique. But this for me is the point. Egypt even had to struggle to draw against Cape Verde.
Yeah.
And this is the point.
Yeah.
The point is that, you see, football has changed. And Ghana is still thinking the same. You go and bring...
No. I think that, in all fairness, the idea of bringing this partial Obroni coach was that it is fresh thinking.
We have apologized for that.
Very new...
I have apologized for...
because...
I've apologized for supporting
because that vision... Some of us belatedly living for a while. Let's give him a try.
Look, let me tell you something.
Then you all of a sudden now bring the guy, say, oh, he's still using old methods.
You need this one.
Hey.
Yeah, Ubati is telling them what they need now.
But Chris Hughton's contract ends in February.
Yes.
We will not renew it.
Yeah.
Now, if we renew that contract, I'll do a one-man demonstration.
If we take some of our money from him for the harm that they have caused all of us in this republic. I mean, in all fairness.
So, Ofori, who plays in South Africa,
they say he's
and when you listen
his third choice goalkeeper.
When you listen to the commentary on DSTV, then you can understand that he hasn't even played. I mean, he's always on the bench. Are we saying that the whole of Ghana, with our league, the best goalkeeper we have is Ofori?
No, but if you start going that way, there'll be questioning whether or not the best keeper for the team is also Oluman. And let's be quite fair to ourselves.
Sometimes some of these comments. I mean, look, yes, when you lose, that's what they will tell you.
Yeah.
The moment if Ofori had not committed
this
that
is
mistake,
not because of what he did
yesterday.
Listen,
you know that people have actually raised this matter with the guy.
I'm going to make a point. And
this is not the first time people have actually said
Richard Kinson, who was our number one goalkeeper in the 2006, 2010 World Cups, whom we celebrated so much. Okay,
he trains Ofori.
Richard Kinson, at the time he was brought in, was not a starting goalkeeper in his team. He was not keeping. Richard Kinson consistently, when he was playing for the Black Stars, was not keeping.
So we are gambled with Richard
Kinson.
Yes,
and we gambled with Ofori too.
It's based throughout, and I don't even understand why he's captain.
No, but Richard Kinson, actually, in the 2006, when we were looking for a goalkeeper to actually deputize Samir J, ended up beating Samir J and becoming Ghana's number one. What point am I trying to make? But for that mistake Richard Ofori made,
no,
wouldn't have said.
Actually, people had raised concerns even in the last 2 years. Yes. Except that there were other people to point fingers at.
Yeah.
You see, that's the point, though.
There were other people to point. To say the defenders.
And I think that the other people actually took the blame because their own was palpable. It was so nonsensical. That's not because like the back pass people. You can't really put the goalkeeper over them. Yes. Yeah. I mean, at some point those people are there. But if it's become apparent that you two and a man that because he has assigns and others who speak and represent him in several forums, so we cannot mention his name. Chief, who is chief, owner of the team owner deputized. Yes. Why? And we all know that. But for that penalty, the morale of the team wouldn't have been down, and that second goal wouldn't have happened. We should not pretend that we don't know that. Yeah, that he's become a canker to the team. We know that.
Yeah,
Raymond,
but who makes those changes? Is the coach.
We can, of course, we know the question, but I'm telling you that we can.
If you just return half time and you bring the day,
we can talk about a lot of problems. Look, there are a lot of.
What says we don't have.
There are a lot of players. There are a lot of players who in their national teams, who in their club teams, they don't play. They go to the national team. They are the first to don the jerseys. Those things happen. I mean, you said yes. They're talking. Quintin Fortune was at Manchester. He was not playing. But he was the number one player in South Africa.
Yeah, but if you're not playing and you come and you still perform poorly,
what about this one?
We should talk about it.
Yeah,
we should analyze it.
He was going to.
Listen, you're not listening. We are saying that
yeah,
it's not just based on yesterday's game.
I'm saying
that it's not just based on yesterday's game. I've watched him for a very long time. He's always just punching the ball. Even when he can catch the thing, he's punching the ball.
It's not true when he can catch, he punches.
Hey!
No,
give evidence.
But in fairness, this is not the first time people have raised concerns about.
I'm telling you that I've watched all 3 matches. Our goalkeeper is poor.
I support you,
and I think it's even worse when we allow him to be captain.
It's not true.
In our first game, no, to be honest with you.
But the other captain too. I mean, so after captain choice,
when you have a goalkeeper
I'm
captain,
sure the team agrees.
Especially in our first game, we could have challenged some of the decisions by the referee. I was thinking that there were 2 penalties. We could have just challenged it, let VAR decide. But where was the captain? Captain is in the post.
So, Mama V, this is the point. All the 2 penalties you talked about, VAR checked it. And there was nothing the captain could have done. VAR checked it. And if you watched, I mean, yesterday I watched, I think I watched the Nigerian game or so before. If you check,
Nigeria qualified.
No, they qualified. VAR in AFCON, the VAR doesn't keep a lot of time. They just check. Bam, you're moving. So let's get to our drive safe campaign.
Go and watch Cape Verde and Egypt. The match yesterday. When Cape Verde had nothing to lose. Watch how they played and watch how the Black Stars played yesterday. We deserve to be out.
There's a message I can read from here that says what Mama B is saying is true.
I think it would have been unfair if we had qualified and gone through.
Yeah, we did not deserve it.
Let's go for a drive safe campaign.
Anyway. Better, let's do drive safe. And our drive safe campaign is brought to you by Joe News and Multimedia Group, is supported proudly by Imperial General Assurance, solid protection. So remember, it's not just about the vehicle. Be aware of your environment, the type of car, and the specific skills required. So perfect your concentration and awareness when behind the wheel, and your skills will fall in line.
Now let's learn how to say it right. It is brought to you by Kingdom Books. A Kingdom quality and affordability are our hallmarks. And there's also Societe Generale Bank Ghana. The future is you.
Something must be done. You say either. I say either.
Now I know I will never finish correcting the common mistakes we all make when we speak and write English, but I promise I'll do my best possible. I'm sure you noticed I said I'll do my best possible. I still hear people say I'll do my possible best. Now that conveys a completely different meaning. When you say I will do my possible best, you're saying it is possible that what you will do might be your best effort. But what you're trying to say is that you will put in the best effort you possibly can. So it should be best possible, not possible best. Your best work possible, your best effort possible, your best possible. And that is how you say it right.
Well, let's get into the newspaper review brought to us by Syntex Tank, a strong, a tough, and enterprise insurance at 100-year FINI promotion, celebrating our legacy, securing your future.
Now, let me start with the Daily Graph and its reporting this morning ahead of election 2024. Be firm, fair, and transparent. Why are you laughing?
No Black Stars.
Yes, but it was.
No, but the papers went to press before.
Yes. There's, I'll come to the AFCON part, but yeah. Be fair, firm, and transparent. Reverend Markway charges the Electoral Commission ahead of the election, though. 3 petroleum revenue projects stall, and these projects are in the Greater Accra region. Trade Minister is urging Chinese businesses to comply with the laws in the Republic of Ghana. There's a story about New Force offering redemptive change. And that's also in the newspaper, the Daily Graphic this morning. The back page has African Cup of Nations delivers goals galore. Charlie, the Cote d'Ivoire received that.
Somebody sent me a message that Winston, stop playing the devil's advocate.
Oh, okay.
You know the blasters.
Asa.
Coach Asa. As for Lumandi, we are finished with him. Now he won't play the blasters again.
And now he has agreed, right? But he has actually achieved the historic feat.
Yes, with Rigobert Song. So they are par now. You know, in 2002 when we decided to retire Siki Akono, I remember very well Siki Akono having an interview with Kofi Asare-Brackung, then of Peace FM, and said, Kofi, you and I are Africans. You know I am not older than Rigobert Song. But still, Siki Akono was retired. I am saying that if the day thinks he will not retire, we will retire him. He doesn't have to play for the Black Stars again. Anyway, let's get into other stories.
Yes, Mahama calls on Bako residents to promote peace, and 5 unopposed NPP aspirants endorsed in the northern region. And they has Thomas Mbumba, Dr. Mohammed Amin Adam, Dominic Nitihu, Al-Hassan Tampuli, and Habib Idrusu. There's also one about MPP bans campaign of delegates in January 27 primaries. That one is only rich people that can do it. You find the money, you put them in a hotel, then you just project them from the hotel straight to go and vote. Mostly it guarantees that predominantly they will vote for you. Yeah, and then that's one of the stories there. Sack teachers who collude with students during exam. This are according to CSOs Kofi Asare and Peter Pate Anti of I First are the ones saying so. And FIDA is asking for more women to be appointed into governance. Those are the stories that the Daily Graphics represented this morning.
All right, the Daily Statesman also says Mahama disappointed as Ekumfi chiefs laments failure to redeem promises. I think what's on the minds of people is what the president actually said, the fact that he neglected Ekumfi because they voted against the NP. Tampuli elected unopposed for Gushegu, 660 million Ghana cedis base box project to create 250,000 jobs. NPP cautioned over Santehene and Menchia. But monitoring Newsnight yesterday, this is not the angle that I got. The fact is, the NPP, led by its general secretary, appeared before the traditional chiefs without the NPP Ashanti regional chairman, Wuntumi, who had been summoned to appear. And he gave the excuse that it's because he wasn't well and asked for 2 weeks. But the chiefs would not give 2 weeks. They've given him a week, exactly a week. So he's appearing on Monday because he made some comments that they were not too happy about.
The Kumasi Traditional Council.
Exactly.
So it's subsequent to that it's prior to that the party said, listen, we know our history. Don't make any comment about the O24, the monarchy, or anything related to that. Yeah. Don't disrespect any chief in the region. And of course, apparently some other lawyer too had added on to that.
Let me just do this. Normally I'll do this after BBC News. But the UPSA Law School Point of Law series for today says it is no offense to refuse to honor the call of your chief to attend to an issue. Accordingly, chiefs do not have the power of civil or criminal summons. And this is Nana Jiampofo, the Attorney General and the President of the National House of Chiefs, unreported suit number J18-2008, 20th July 2011.
So that's the law. There's something called common sense.
Except that in this case,
especially when you come from that party.
It is in the interest of the entire party, plus the gentleman?
Morris Ampao.
No, I'm talking about the
Chairman Wuntumi.
Yes. Plus Chairman Wuntumi to comply. It is only begging that is allowed under these circumstances.
Yeah.
And we will not prejudge it. So it is going to be properly determined. But I know how it's likely
Morris
to go.
Ampao says they haven't given him any grounds, but he will still go.
He said who has not given him grounds?
The chiefs.
He should appear before them. He will hear the grounds.
Yeah. Oh, you guys know the CEO of Glitz Africa, right? Claudia Lumo. She's in the running. This is...
for what?
For MP.
Okay.
As parliamentary candidates for Oforikrom, right? Okay. So the paper says Oforikrom residents rallied behind Claudia Lumo.
Anyway, now is that all? Can I move to the finder?
Yes, you can.
Please do. The finder is reporting this morning. GRA laments revenue losses occasioned by SML suspension. This is a matter that we'll get into it, right?
Yes, we'll get
Which
into
do
it.
you promise that?
Yes, we'll get into
promise
it.
from deep within your heart that we'll get into it.
We'll get into it.
Yeah, so if you give an opportunity, but there is something that Professor Koko Asari wrote that's interesting. It is about headmaster. He said, headmaster suspends you, and you say he should allow you to attend classes to avoid learning leakages. Anyway, there's
but to be very honest, anyway, we'll come to it. Because I don't understand, the position.
GRA. I mean, well, maybe we would appreciate it later with sober reflection when others bring us some clarity on it. Now, Reverend Dr. Amisha Adai's picture is on the front page. Professor Adair emphasizes integrity in media practice. That's also there. And fresh shooting in Boko claims 6 lives, injures 2. And 250,000 young people get 600 million cedis to access dignified and fulfilling jobs. Those are the stories on the front page of the Finder this morning.
The Economy Times is reporting Bank of Ghana to slash policy rate to soften cost of credits. EIU expresses doubt over negotiation with creditors, and Ghana gets $600 million from the IMF.
Let's get to our online news review this morning, brought to us by Zenith Bank in your best interest and Goyle Good Energy.
Now, what do you do when you run out of fuel in your vehicle? Do you just stop up anywhere? Well, don't do that if that's what you do. Let's introduce you to the Good Energy family and why you must be part of this family. Well, Goyle's Super XP Ron 95 and Diesel XP are the best quality fuels with high performance in town for your vehicle. Also, Goyle's Super XP Ron 95 is a high-grade fuel sold at the same price as normal fuel. And Goyle Diesel XP is low in sulfur, making it an eco-friendly option for your vehicle. And with over 440 stations across the nation, well, maybe you have no choice but to join the family that rewards you with quality for an energized driving experience. Goyle, Good Energy Goyle. Yen ara yedim.
So myjoyonline.com this morning, AFCON 2023, Ghana can still make round of 16, but the math is convoluted. Now listen to this. Listen to this, Raymond. Let's do the math right now. Wait. So Ivory Coast. So the third place teams, the best 4 would qualify to the round of 16.
Okay.
Ivory Coast has 3 points. So that one, we can't beat them because we have 2. Namibia.
Ivory Coast had scored like 5 or 10. No?
And they still have 3 points. They won their first game. Okay. Namibia has 3 points. So we can't even get there. Namibia has played 2 matches, but because they have 3. Now, Algeria has 2. They've played 2 matches. Zambia has 2 points. They've played 2 matches. They have 1 more match to play.
The 2 have like 1 more match to play.
Yes, 1 more match to play. And you, Ghana, you have 2.
So if they get even 1 point from each of the matches,
you are out.
Oh, so effectively we are out.
We are out.
I mean, we should not raise hopes. I mean, well, anyway.
No, I mean, why are we disturbing ourselves with, this thing? I mean, you had a chance to beat Mozambique at halftime. When you have a pacey winger like Joseph Pencil, you decided to change him and bring in a captain chasing personal records. He ended up conceding a penalty. Yes.
After that, he was hiding his hand.
No, he was hiding his hand.
Yes, after that.
Mommy says the captain, why didn't the day you go and talk? The one who likes to clap. You cannot do anything about it. And you see,
it was like some movie.
Look,
why was he denying it?
No.
I mean, sometimes I don't
but footballers do things. Footballers are the most dishonest people you can find. Footballers are the most dishonest people you can find in this world. Look, and I like how the AFCON VAR works. No long things.
It will settle it and move on.
Less than 1 minute, but we are going. AFCON VAR. So when you're talking about the Ofuri didn't challenge, they'll just check quickly. Let's go.
Yeah.
They will not show you anything. They say, let's go.
But in this case, I mean, it would have been foolhardy for anybody to think that you think about it. We all saw that thing.
We saw it.
I mean, we are going to support it
The moment they scored now, I knew we're in trouble. Anyway, let's go for the BBC News. Folks, get on to X, use the hashtag JoySMS. Let's do the assessment of the Black Stars. Who were the standout performers for you? Who are those that we should be retiring from the Black Stars? Some have said that the likes of Richard Ofori. To be very honest, I don't think Richard Ofori should play for the Black Stars again. Dede Ayew, even some have added Jordan Ayew, that the three of them should retire so that we can start rebuilding. BBC News brought to us by Fidelity Bank. Believe with us, Old Mutual, 10 years of greatness in Ghana, here for a lifetime.
For decades, we have helped businesses connect with their trade partners all over the globe. From Ghana to Burkina Faso, Côte d'Ivoire, Benin, Togo, Senegal, China, Morocco, France, Netherlands, and many other countries. We have made it possible to bring Ghana to the world. We have brought small and medium businesses closer to their customers across the regions in Ghana with our SME support facilities. We have brought relief and smiles to the faces of families with our employee personal loans. With our cutting-edge technology and digital support, we take the burden of complex thinking off you, making life simple. That is who we are, as close as a partner. Bank of Africa. We are indeed the African bank with the global reach.
Want to feel energized for more? Fuel up with Super XP Ron 95 and Diesel XP high performance products from Goyle. Our high grade fuel comes at no extra cost but with more power. And our Diesel XP, it's low in sulfur, making it an eco-friendly option for your vehicle. Experience high performance and quality with our products. Available everywhere. Choose Super XP Ron 95 and Diesel XP for an energizing driving experience. Good energy.
What's so tasty, creamy, crunchy, makes you happy when it's near? Munchie, munchie, oh munchie, shortcake biscuits.
Enjoy the unbeatable taste of Munchie Milk Shortcake biscuits, serving you original milky richness for 20 years. Munchie, a rich ankasa. This advert is FDA approved.
Welcome to a thrilling season of football live on Star Times. The best of Africa will converge in Ivory Coast from the 13th of January.
Witness the most anticipated tournament in African football, where Ghana could end a 42-year trophy drought, and Egypt with an 80% chance of winning their 8th AFCON title. The Teranga Lions of Senegal look like defending their title. The AFCON is here, with all 52 matches delivered in stunning HD on Star Times. It's an incredible new year. Upgrade to the Star Times Mega Bouquet for only 180 Ghana cedis.
Star Times. Enjoy digital life.
It's a century of safeguarding dreams with Enterprise Insurance. In the spirit of our 100th anniversary, Enterprise Insurance revs it up with Yafinia Motor Promotion. One lucky winner will cruise around in a sleek brand new Nissan Kicks SUV. First and second runner-ups will jet off to Dubai for an all-expense paid escape. Renew or get your vehicle insurance between January and June 2024 and win free fuel coupons. Monthly raffle draws give you cool gadgets like laptops, Samsung phones, microwaves, gas cooker, tabletop fridge, and many more. Enterprise Insurance Yafinia Motor Promotion is on at all our branches. Call your broker or agent to buy or renew your motor insurance and make history with Ghana's oldest insurance company. Truly trusted. That's the Enterprise Advantage. Terms and conditions apply. This promo is regulated by the NLA on the Caritas Lottery platform.
Enterprise, your advantage.
Them say life is sweeter than, but you for take it easy and make you know the rush and blow your meter on. Just get your hustle on, then be fly you day for land. Use your head and use your hand. Don't you envy brother man? After all, we all be one. No, hey. Don't keep doing what you're doing and don't watch nobody. Now who you for listen to? Be Baba God, mankind go give you story, but in the end they go leave you lonely. So make your own story, yeah. Wallahi, baby I'm a duru no bankoma. I keep moving on, I'm a soldier. I never lose the title, I'm a holder, yeah. Wallahi, baby I'm a duru no bankoma.
Without another wave of strikes against Houthi targets in Yemen as the group continues to attack ships in the Red Sea.
Russia has also launched a missile attack on the Ukrainian capital Kyiv and surrounding areas. We will be heading to Kyiv for the latest.
And we'll hear about a new podcast that explores how the film icon Charlie Chaplin became a key figure in an FBI campaign aimed at rooting out communism from Hollywood. That's all coming up after a bulletin of the latest world news.
Hello, I'm David Harper with the BBC News. The Israeli military says 21 of its soldiers have been killed in fighting in central Gaza. Most died when a rocket-propelled grenade hit the building they were in, causing it to collapse. Heavy fighting has also been raging further south, including in the coastal Al-Mawasi district. Yolande Nell reports from Jerusalem.
The Israeli military says that a missile was fired at a tank close to two buildings in which its forces were operating in central Gaza, close to the Israeli border. It's thought the buildings collapsed because explosives had been placed inside to demolish them. The main focus of Israel's ground operations remains the southern city of Khan Yunis. The White House has called on Israel to protect innocent people after its forces stormed one hospital there and put another under siege.
The United States and Britain have carried out another wave of strikes against Houthi rebels in Yemen in response to attacks on commercial shipping in the Red Sea. The Iranian-backed group has been targeting merchant ships in a show of support for the Palestinians in the war with Israel. Here's David Willis.
The Pelican is saying the strikes took place at 8 locations in Yemen, including the capital Sana'a, involving warship and submarine-launched Tomahawk missiles, as well as fighter jets, and that there were multiple targets at each of those 8 locations. And the targets included missile systems, launchers, air defense systems, radars, and what were described as a deeply buried underground weapons storage site, which contained more advanced weapons.
Voting in the New Hampshire primary has got underway with an overwhelming, if inconsequential, result. All 6 voters in the small village of Dixville backed Nikki Haley, who needs a good result in the US state as she competes with Donald Trump for the Republican presidential nomination. New Hampshire's electoral law allows the tiny hamlet to open voting at midnight. The rest of the state will vote later today, as our North America editor Sarah Smith reports.
This is now a two-person race between Donald Trump and the only challenger he has left, Nikki Haley. Every other one of Mr. Trump's rivals has already pulled out, unable to make any serious dent in his commanding lead among Republican voters. He's eager to secure his party's presidential nomination as quickly as possible, so he can move on to attacking Joe Biden. Polls suggest Nikki Haley is likely to finish substantially behind Mr. Trump, and victory in New Hampshire could be enough for him to wrap up this contest and become his party's official candidate for president in record time.
Sarah Smith reporting. Russian missile strikes on Ukraine have killed several people. Official Ukrainian reports said a woman was killed in the capital Kyiv and multiple people were wounded, with one apartment building on fire and another damaged. Strikes were also reported elsewhere. 2 people were reportedly killed in the Dnipro region. You're listening to the latest world news from the BBC. The Philippines president says his government won't cooperate with the International Criminal Court's investigation into the violent anti-narcotics campaign carried out by his predecessor. President Ferdinand Marcos Jr. said he had ordered agencies not to assist ICC representatives in the country as they investigate the anti-drugs campaign by Rodrigo Duterte that killed thousands of people. He said he considered the probe a breach of Philippines' sovereignty. Turkey's parliament is expected to vote to approve Sweden's application to join NATO. Sweden asked to become a member of the alliance after Russia's invasion of Ukraine in 2022, but Turkey raised objections, as Orla Guerin reports.
If the Turkish parliament gives its approval as expected, this will be a landmark vote for Sweden and for NATO, and a considerable victory for the Turkish leader. He demanded and got a crackdown by Sweden on groups on its soil, including Kurdish militants that Ankara regards as terrorists. Hungary will be the last holdout to expanding NATO, a lonely position it may not want to occupy for long.
China's human rights record will be scrutinised at the United Nations in Geneva today. It's the first examination of Beijing's record since the UN published a highly critical report suggesting China's actions against its Uyghur Muslim community in Xinjiang province could constitute crimes against humanity. The suppression of Hong Kong's democracy activists will also be spotlighted. Researchers say results from Swedish trials of a new blood test to detect Alzheimer's disease suggest it is as accurate as the painful and invasive lumbar punctures used currently. The blood test measures levels of a protein called p-tau217, a marker for biological changes in the brain of people developing Alzheimer's. Experts say the test could revolutionise the early detection of the condition. BBC News.
Thank you for that news and welcome to
The average human body mass should have at least 60% water for optimal performance in any physical or mental exercise. We can help you maintain it naturally.
Hi, my name is Stephen Appiah, the team coordinator of the Black Stars. I always like to keep hydrated naturally, every day, any day. S Natural Mineral Water does the trick.
Manufactured with the primary aim of preserving nature's finest minerals necessary for a healthy mind and body. X Natural Mineral Water. Simply natural. For bulk purchase, call 0596 273 546 or 0596 273 547. This advertisement is vetted and approved by the FDA.
It's the most action-packed breakfast show in town. The hottest music, the best giveaways, the great interviews, and all the laughter and fun you can imagine. Don't miss the Super Morning Show on Joy 99.7 FM. It's the best breakfast show in town.
Yeah. It's all for the money about.
Anya Gates and Wajim. You win power one famine. Well, the shot tell I say, I say, Jitchum for you. May ya comments on that don't social media na. Ya Kamasama in the subu, at the Quankran, in Cran. In Kashano Guehele at the Quankran, you loosen.
Ivory Coast.
Dabi, menya hu de de you abe ma pe.
Anye
na mu danye is no hajin. Yebolus. One chair. Enna the day you was in a sack of boboli. So your goalkeeper Obiere nyim. Was in a sack catch the ball.
I don't know if you understand.
And the worst part is that when you are I mean leading by 2-1, Richard Ofuri, the ball is going. Who don't sako kanko yet dang.
As if somebody is forcing or remote
controlling. The ones that you're supposed to catch, you're not catching. Now the one that is going, now you want to go and catch. And look at him. Touches the ball and pretends not to have touched it.
And he was asking the referee for a decision on that too.
How can you even ask the referee when you...
I see why it's very painful for you, Winston. You were so hopeful, eh?
Oh no. You see, I mean, let's face it. I would have been very happy if we had qualified. I mean, I'm not going to pretend that I'm not hurt that we didn't qualify. I'm very hurt that we didn't qualify. So one of the things I did was to, when Richard Ofori made that mistake, was to quickly go and check Lawrence Atizigi. He has started 18 matches in the Swiss Super League. Raymond, why? Are you shocked?
But he's not in our team, so why?
No. I wanted to find out whether it's a reflex problem because, Richard Ofori has not kept... It's actually the third choice. He used to be number one goalkeeper for Orlando Pirates. And then following his injury, he's now become the third choice goalkeeper. So today, Richard Ofori does not keep at Orlando Pirates. Just like Olele was not keeping in those days. But Lawrence Atizigi, who kept the post during the World Cup, is still the number one goalkeeper for St. Gallen. 18 matches played, 20 goals conceded, 3 clean sheets. We decided to put him on the bench and filled Richard Ofori, who, when it mattered most, decided to actually go and touch the ball for a corner kick, which resulted in the goal.
Why should I?
And if you want to touch it properly.
Catch the ball.
Anyway, these things, they just elevate blood pressure for no reason.
No, yesterday after that, I started having headache.
So for some reason, you feel that blood supply is having difficulty in your head. They have to relax more. So that...
What was most painful? Game was done at about 10. And I was like, so I'm wasted all the time watching.
Can you believe? I felt the same way, frankly. I really felt this. You see, I was supposed to read something. I started, but there was a lot of talk. It's okay, no, you let me just pretend that from this 7 or so to the 10, I can wait. So 7 to 8 o'clock, game starts. I was thinking, well, these people, the way they are playing, then some penalties come our way and I get hope. I get, in fact, for a second, I said, no, these people do not do anything nonsensical. I was praying that we should wait till the later end of the game so that we get all the goals, so that those ones, they cannot equalize easily because that one, they can give you hope. Then the first penalty comes. The people with their penalty. For a second, I feared that, Charlie, this might be something terrible. I said, so one back there, no problem. So let me still go and select the shirt. Let me go and select the Ghana jersey I'll be wearing today. And come on,
Masa,
I didn't even get to the point of hanging the jersey properly.
I was actually home and thinking about which of the jerseys to wear. Then I hear my wife say, "Hey, I need jersey."
Oh yeah.
Not knowing that I wasn't going to wear it. In fact, I actually wanted to wear it today as a way of protest. This one says, Winston, no tactically smart coach will bench Atizigi for Ofori. Well, I'm not in their training. No.
Yeah.
I mean, but you're right. I checked too. I told you that I also went to check Atizigi's stats because I was asking myself, why will an active goalkeeper be benched for an inactive goalkeeper? This one says, Winston, did you expect the Stars to excel? Have you forgotten the FA told us that his boys are A-class and special players who need Dubai before they can perform? So how do we expect them to win? Kapi Daniel from Western Sahara, Morocco. Okay, we wanted to go to Dubai. Yes, we camped in Kumasi, Namibia. Looks like they will qualify.
We are not going to say that's the reason why.
No, that cannot be the reason.
Yeah.
That cannot be the reason. We cannot say that because we camped in, how do you call it? Because we camped in Kumasi, that's why we lost. No. Let's see a lot of messages. Lots and lots. Okay, so this one.
Okay, so let me bring this one up. Yeah.
Yes, this one says, Winston, like Omavi said, we don't deserve to qualify. Let them come back and continue with our loserton. This Philemon in Accra. I think in about 13 matches, the Black Stars has not won even. Have just won once in AFCON.
So it was 10 prior to I think Fenty was talking about it.
10 now, and I think it's about 12 or 13.
Yes. It tells a terrible story. I mean,
this one says, "Hope you're." It's only in Ghana that these players will play this kind of football and walk away with $10,000 under Keto Kreku. The man needs to resign with the coach, and Dede Ayew retiring as well. Well, we're not going to be paying them.
Ima from Tepa.
We're not paying them anything. That's Ima from Tepa.
We're also, if they qualify to the next stage, is when we're actually
would have paid them $30,000. I'm told.
No, they don't deserve it. No, I agree that we have no business continue because we will not wasting what we are doing. We will not advance. No matter what we do, the prayers and everything that comes to help in. I know some people from Ghana say they are from Israel and all of that, but if you combine all and put it in the same basket, even if you are God's chosen, we will not excel in this particular tournament. We should admit it, that it is not your connection with God that makes you excel in these games. We should admit that. If we admit that, then we proceed to admit also.
If it's connection with God, like Israel would have won all tournaments.
Yes, sensibly so. Yeah.
So we're obviously talking the Black Stars, and we encourage you to keep sending those WhatsApp messages to 055-1111-997. Also post on X with the hashtag JoySMS. But our focus will also be on this communication that the GRA, the Ghana Revenue Authority, has sent to the Jubilee House, essentially saying that suspending the contract with SML will lead to revenue losses. And so they are actually asking the Jubilee House to allow them to continue doing business with SML, even though they say that they are not, for the period, going to be paying.
Well, they actually say that the current contract remains suspended until until further directives from the Jubilee House. But you ask yourself very simple questions. A very simple question. So the NPA and all those who are concerned have talked about how they have put in place systems that actually has led to blocking these revenue losses. So what is it? What is it that SML is doing? Even in GRA's own letter in defense of SML stated that the improved revenue is as a result of SML and GRA. Now you ask your question, what specific role did SML play? What I saw in there is the GRA trying so hard to justify a contract that in the face of all the evidence is just not working.
So this letter was written on the 16th, right?
Yes.
I'm just willing and hoping to hear whether the office of the president has given a response to this, because that period cannot be allowed to actually lay waste. So what has happened? Have they suspended it, or they are waiting for the office of the president to suspend it? Because the directive was suspended mostly and this directive did not come from the Minister of Finance, so it's the executive head of the country. The Ghana Revenue Authority cannot challenge the executive head of the authority. You suspend first.
Yeah, so they said they suspended.
Yes. No, hold on. Yeah, no, this part of it is what's important.
No, it's not so clear.
No, yeah, this part of it is important. See, I'm reading everything. We write to inform you that we have duly communicated your letter on the suspension of the contracts. SML has expressed concerns about operation ramification and disruptions that would arise from the intended suspension of operations. Having carefully reviewed the concern and based on our own understanding of the contracts and the deliverable, we are of the opinion that the system that has been installed to enhance revenue assurance for control purposes and also to aid with the ongoing investigation could, with your kindest permission, be allowed to run. The system will continue to record data real time until your further directive after the conclusion of the investigation. We can confirm that the suspension to all intents and purposes will lead to, not has led to, revenue losses following the suspension. There's no indication that has happened here. There has been a huge gap in the control system and also the update on the oil marketing company's accounts. We, however, want to assure you that the contracts remain suspended. The contracts, they are separating the contract, as in a legal document to operate, plus what they were doing, and saying that we can still let them continue
and conclude.
Yes, okay, even the last part,
because that's important.
We, however, want to assure you that the contract remains suspended, and no amount will be made on the contract until your directive. While we await your further directive on the above, we count on your usual cooperation. What I understand from this is that, yes, you have suspended the contract, but they can still do the things that they are doing so that if there is need to pay them, because the most important part of that contract is what? Payment. If they do the work, they show proof. If we suspend the work they have actually done, or those so-called meters or so they claim they have instituted or placed wherever they are supposed to place them, if they stop that job, it will affect us. So we can actually say, oh, in this case, they can even say that we bought the machines from them. So they are doing the work, but we will only pay them when there is proof that they have done the work. That's the entire thing, right? In this case, we will not pay them, so we have suspended that the contract. What we should allow them to do is continue the monitoring. I am saying that it's been 60. It's for the 16th, right? Today is 23rd. 9 clear days after you wrote to the president. I want to hear a directive from the president that says, when we say suspension, it means all activities end. It is because those activities ought to be perused and reviewed too.
And the letter from the presidency dated 2nd January 2024.
Yes.
So 2nd January and then 16th of January.
So it will not be incongruous for me to conclude that this directive has not been complied with from the president. Even if it has been complied with, it has been partially complied with.
I agree. That's the understanding that I get from reading this.
Which to me is more problematic than what they are even intending to do. Because those parts of the president can't be told with like that. I hope you get what I'm trying to say. Your job is to comply. And if you have reservations, you can raise them subsequently. I do not sense in this letter that that's what's being done. All that we are saying is that without SML, there will be a lot of losses to us as a state. That's what they are saying in this letter.
But that's also significant because that's coming from the GRA. And we know the efforts that we've been putting into generating revenue. So if you are the president and GRA tells you this, you should also, because that's something that you also value.
So hold on.
But we will get
GRA says that they can't find an alternative. Let's know. They can't find if the president says stop it, they can't find an alternative. Even in the interim, to actually do the job that the SML is doing. And that with that SML, we will lose so much money that even if it has to be going against the word of the president, we will do so. Really?
There's more to explore, but we have to move on. We'll certainly come back to the subject.
Yes, and let me do the UPSA Law School Point of Law series. I did it earlier, but let me bring it back again because this is the time you normally expect it.
Yeah.
And it says it is no offense to refuse to honor the call of your chief to attend to an issue. Accordingly, chiefs do not have the power of civil or criminal summons. And there's an AJ and Attorney General and the President of the National House of Chiefs, unreported suit number J18-2008, 20th July 2011. So that's just by way of education, our Point of Law series for today. But let me, start the new year with easy and secure movement with SG Ghana. Get insured and receive free fuel for your car. Buy or renew your Sound Drive insurance with SG Ghana from now till the 31st of March and get free fuel up to 500 Ghana cedis for your trips. It's time to hit the road with reliable insurance and free fuel Visit any SG Ghana branch today and get the cover you need for your car plus free fuel to take you places. Terms and conditions apply. SG Ghana, the future is you.
Yafinio, Mamavi. 2024.
No fake promises in 2024. Move on.
Oh, hold on. Why is Mamavi challenging everything that you say? I mean, what's this whole thing about fake promises and all that?
I have not even started.
But Raymond, hold on a second.
Don't start.
Yes.
You two, you promised the young lady. Hey, who's the young lady here? You promised the veteran.
Seriously.
You promised the veteran. you know, Mamavi has been working for more than 20 years.
Yes.
Winston, move on.
Yeah.
No, but Mamavi, is it true?
There's I introduced an intern to her. The time the intern was born, Mamavi started working way before that time.
Can you imagine? Mamavi has been working for the past 22 years.
Is it 22?
Yeah, 22
I thought it was 26.
What's say Yafini?
22 years.
Now you want me to do the
He started working when Daniel Dazi was in primary school.
Yeah, you got that right.
Yes.
You know, Daniel went for a contest before Mamavi.
Oh, yes.
Yes, kiddies contest.
Sky Kids.
Under five
yes,
proposed
Mamavi
contest. Yeah, Mamavi was the judge and the host.
Everywhere she spotted there.
Yeah, I mean, yes, we know that you
Can
are
we do the job?
legendary.
Anyway, let's continue.
Now, Enterprise Insurance, leader in general insurance since 1924, celebrates 100 years. In fact, this is the anniversary with the Yafinie Motor Insurance promotion. One lucky winner will drive off in a brand new Nissan Kicks SUV. Oh, Avi. They have mentioned car here too. First, and the second runner-ups will jet off to Dubai, all expense paid. To win, purchase or renew your vehicle insurance with Enterprise between January and June 2024. There will be monthly raffle draws offered to you, which will be offering you laptops, TVs, microwaves, fridges, and more. Also, win instant free fuel coupons and gifts. Visit any Enterprise Insurance branch or call your broker or agent. You can call them directly on this number, 0302 634 777. Experience a time-tested and truly trusted 100-year legacy of Ghana's oldest insurer. Terms and conditions apply. Enterprise, your advantage. Enterprise is Lamawavi. Yeah.
I like that association. But let's talk about the College of Medicine and Allied Sciences. College of Medicines and Allied Sciences, that's COMAS, is a degree awarding institution offering Bachelor of Medicine and Bachelor of Surgery using the graduate entry medical program. Also Bachelor of Diagnostic Imaging, MSc Health Information Management. All these programs are accredited by Ghana Tertiary Education Commission. At COMAS, we pride ourselves in our innovative bilingual curriculum that prepares you to consult in French and as a graduate with an entrepreneurial, research and ethical mindset. Admissions are currently ongoing for all SHS graduates who wish to obtain a first degree in health information management. Also SHS science graduates wishing to gain a degree in Bachelor of Diagnostic Imaging, and graduates with science background who wish to accomplish their dream of becoming medical doctors. Contact College of Medicine and Allied Sciences on 0208 456 5560. You can just send an email to info@comas.edu.gh. COMAS, the citadel of a holistic professional medical education.
So, every time we eat, food and sugars are trapped between our teeth, leading to tooth decay, gum disease, and in some cases, foul breath. Well, brushing your teeth every morning and night with Pepsodent Charcoal and Pepsodent Herbal Toothpaste is what you have to do. Pepsodent Charcoal is made of a fine blend of fluoride and with a unique combination of natural charcoal, lemon, mint, and zinc to whiten your teeth, strengthen them, and remove bad odor from your mouth. Pepsodent Charcoal White gently polishes away tooth stains and naturally restores your bright smile. For our herbal lovers, try Pepsodent Herbal Toothpaste, which is infused with a unique blend of green tea and herbal extracts, formulated to repair and protect your gums while giving an all-round cooling sensation. Pepsodent Herbal releases, repairs, and protects gum tissues while giving you strong teeth. Always remember to brush your teeth in the morning and before you sleep at night. Pepsodent has been educating Ghanaians on how to brush their teeth for 25 years and is recommended by the Ghana Dental Association. Pepsodent gives you the opportunity to talk to a dentist for free. Call toll free on 0800 161 000 to talk to a dentist for free. You can get Pepsodent at any shop near you. Call our customer care center on toll-free 0800 2030. Pepsodent, every smile matters.
Now, Fidelity Bank is excited to announce the call for applications of the Fidelity Young Entrepreneurs Fund once more. Are you an entrepreneur between the ages of 18 and 40? And if you are a woman, up to 45? And have been operating a profitable business for up to 1 or 2 years in any of these sectors: agriculture, small scale and light manufacturing, technology-related businesses, creative arts, that's fashion, millinery, and bead making, and green business too, that is waste recycling and renewable energy. Seize this opportunity and access up to 200,000 Ghana cedis at an interest rate of 10% with no tangible collateral. Apply now at fyei.fidelitybank.com.gh. For further details, reach out to us at 0531 012935 or 0594 111207 or via email at sustainablefinance@myfidelitybank.net. Applications are open until December 31, 2023. Terms and conditions apply. Fidelity Bank. Believe with us.
And Kingdom Books and Stationery Limited, your number one supplier of quality office essentials, equipment, and furniture at affordable prices. Now, they've introduced an online store for your shopping convenience, which means you can now shop by simply logging on to kingdomstoreonline.com without physically coming to any of their branches. It is hassle-free, and they will arrange delivery to home and office within a reasonable time. And they offer free delivery within Accra and Tam and accept payment via Momo across all networks. Terms and conditions have applied at Kingdom. Quality and affordability are their hallmarks.
Let's go for the Nestle Nutrition Line now. It's brought to us by Nestle, and Nestle offers good food for a good life.
Mavis, this your son. He'll be a football star. When does he train? What time does he even wake up?
Breakfast time. No, he wakes up earlier, but when I give him Milo with breakfast, that's when I see that the champion in him is awake.
Don't just wake up your child, wake up the champion in him. Let Milo with Active Go and the natural goodness of malt, milk, and cocoa help wake up the champion in your child every day. Milo, energy to go further. Milo! This advert is FDA approved.
This is Nestle Nutrition Line. Nestle Nutrition Line is a public service program from Nestle Ghana Limited. Nestle Nutrition Line offers tips on good food for a good life. Now to your presenter.
Hello, good morning. Welcome to Nestle Nutrition Line. Today, we're discussing how keeping a food diary can help you in your weight loss. I'm Jackie Ankra, also known as Na Ajilisoa. And have I told you lately how beautiful you are and how special you are? Don't you ever forget that, no matter what. A food diary is a written record of all that you eat, when you eat, and how much you eat for a given period. Weight gain or loss is due to a balance of energy from the food we eat and energy from the activities we do. A food record is a good way of putting in writing what you eat, how, when, and how much you ate or drank. One benefit of a food diary is that it can help a dietitian or your doctor give you dietary advice based on your actual practices. Another benefit is when you look at a written record of all you've eaten in a week, you can easily identify bad dietary habits which you can target. The buffruit and the domedo, for example. Typically, a week's food diary should be good enough for you to notice patterns of food consumption that you can work on to eat healthier. Time flies when you're having fun, and all too soon we've come to the end of another episode. I hope you've learned something beneficial, something that you can apply for a healthier, longer, happier life. We will be standing by to hear from you, building on the partnership, building on the friendship. Do please reach out and let's share a few ideas, suggestions, and opinions. 0302 517 020 or 0302 211 880. Monday to Friday, 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. Toll free 0800 12 0001. Monday to Friday, 8 a.m. to midnight. Weekends and holidays, 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. To send a WhatsApp, SMS, or call between 8 a.m. and 8 p.m. 0593 845697, 0593 845649 or 0593 845708. Alternatively, you can send an email to consumerservices@gh.nestle.com. I wish you a beautiful, fruitful, prosperous day. And don't forget to eat a fruit or two. Go out and enjoy all the blessings that the day brings you. Bye.
Mavis, this your son. Yeah, football star. When does he train? What time does he even wake up?
Breakfast time. No, he wakes up earlier, but when I give him Milo with breakfast, that's when I see that the champion in him is awake.
Don't just wake up your child, wake up the champion in him. Let Milo with Active Go and the natural goodness of malt, milk, and cocoa help wake up the champion in your child every day. Milo, energy to go further.
Milo! This advert is FDA approved.
Hey, Ma, the way you're always getting alerts these days, I won't be surprised to hear that you have gotten a Momo for Business account by my next visitor.
Oh, I'm already on Momo for Business.
Since when?
Since. Now, it's easy to apply for a merchant SIM. All you need is a registered MTN number, your business certificate, your Ghana card, and you are good to go.
Sir.
You think you are the only one who knows what's up, eh? Look, I just dialed *5051#, selected register, and the region I was requesting the SIM from, and waited for my SMS with my reference number. You can even go online at momomerchantapplication.mtn.com.gh and complete the details for an even better experience.
Hey, Grandma Momo.
Sign up for Momo for Business the easy and simple way. Just visit momomerchantapplication.mtn.com.gh or dial *5051# and follow the prompts and be on your way to owning a Momo business account today for free.
MTN.
Have you ever thought of the one that makes you complete? An escape from the clutches of interest charges. With the Standard Chartered Visa debit and credit cards, payments are completed at the speed of light, intertwined with interest-earning accounts. You also get unbelievable rewards every time you swipe. You have access to over 1,200 airport lounges worldwide. High credit limits of up to 100,000 Ghana cedis and up to 50 days interest-free with our credit cards. You also get to enjoy full multi-trip travel insurance for 90 days. Fees discounted at your feet with our globally partnered merchant points. Bills are always settled, not battled. Get the Standard Chartered debit and credit card now. Call toll-free on 0800 740 100 or 0302 740 100 or reach us via email on feedback.ghana@sc.com. Standard Chartered, here for good.
Wake up, have a great day, yeah, with nourishing cowbell premium milk and cowbell Vita-Rich nourishment for you. There's a cowbell milk for you, for you, for you. Cowbell Vita-Rich and cowbell premium.
Introducing the new Cowbell Premium Milk, high in protein, and the new Cowbell Vita-Rich, enriched with vitamin B9, both so creamy. Now there's a Cowbell for you.
Cowbell, a creamy goodness.
This advert is FDA approved.
Be part of the moments to remember with AFCON 2023 on DSTV. Experience Africa's biggest football tournament with all 52 thrilling games live and in HD the way you like it. Enjoy expert commentary that will blow your mind.
It's a gorgeous finish. Super goal.
And the finest analysis to keep you in the game. Live your pride, passion, and love for Africa's beautiful game from the 13th of Jan to the 11th of Feb on Supersport or anywhere on DSTV Stream.
Wake up, good morning, good morning. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you.
We know, whatever. we're still celebrating birthdays. Birthday messages on the Super Morning Show brought to you by
MTN. Everywhere you go.
Bank of Africa, the African bank with global reach. Bank of Africa,
as strong as a group, as close as a partner. Raymond, do you realize that Fenty would have been called Sekina today?
Yeah. Oh no, he said that was a private agreement.
Yes. But if he had said it on air,
yes.
Like when we are playing,
he has learned from his life.
Like when we are playing, I'm
sure after the two penalties, you have said actually.
I woke up to like a huge long rant from my wife, where Blasters made my wife call me bro. I say, bro, what is this? Oh. Why are you broing me? It's not my fault.
But you know,
Mama, have you ever had to call your husband bro because you have said?
Sorry, why?
Sports journalists might share the blame.
So
every time the Blasters don't do well, the sports journalists catch fire.
Yeah, because you are not reporting the matter.
You advised. They showed your tweet to Chris Hilton. The game against
No, the one that he did there, Osman, something. The man who came to give us the headache.
Okay,
what about this one?
But this time I didn't do any.
Let's finish with the birthday messages. We'll get into the sports center shortly. So we've got birthday messages. It's your birthday today. Frida Eniwa Boateng, head of legal at Allianz Life Insurance Ghana Limited. It's from your husband to you. He loves you so much. It's also your birthday today. Cecilia Sapong, mentor of GS at Denta Municipal Office. Happy birthday. That's coming from your husband, Pastor Felix, to you.
Yeah, Mamavi, there's another birthday should have added. Say, hi, good morning, Joy. Please help me to wish my boy, Jaron Kana Okra, a happy birthday. He's at the University of Ghana Basic School. May Almighty God continue to bless you with many years to come. Favor, wisdom, and knowledge be your portion in Jesus' name. Enjoy your special day from your father and your brother in New Achimota. So, favor. Enjoy more favor.
All right.
Someone sends a message. What does a traditionalist got to do with victory in reference to me? I don't know. We'll look for that message.
Yeah.
But let's get into the sports center.
And it's brought to us by MTN. Everywhere you go, Standard Chartered Bank
here for good.
DSTV,
it's your moment.
And Cowbell,
a creamy goodness.
So look, it's that time of the year. A lot of you still don't have money. You are complaining. January is long.
We can pay for cocoa.
Mama, she has refused to buy the cocoa. But see. Well, if you find yourself in Mama V's situation, this is the good news for you.
Really?
Get yourself the Standard Chartered Visa credit card. Now, you could get and spend up to 100,000 Ghana cedis free of charge with an offer to pay back in 50 days without paying any interest charges. Now, that's a jolly good idea. And the Standard Chartered debit card is your plug to hefty discounts this holiday season. You can get up to 20% discount when you shop at selected merchant points and partners. And let me not fail to add that while you enjoy all these, you could also win a trip to tour selected cities across Europe. So, it's time to settle bills and not battle them. Chairman, Boss Lady Mamavi, wait no more. Call Standard Chartered on toll free 0800 740 100 or 0302 740 100. Reach us via email on feedback.ghana@se.com. Standard Chartered, here for good.
Now, did you know that MTN Momo now has an app? Yes, MTN Momo has a brand new app specially designed to make your Momo experience easier, convenient, and faster. Just download the Momo app now on Play Store or App Store on your smartphone and look out for the blue and yellow icon. It's that simple. Momo app allows you to view your statements, pay bills, and so much more. Use the app for your Momo transactions and enjoy 100% bonus when you recharge using the Momo app. So go on, download the Momo app now and start transacting with a flex at no data cost. Just Momo it everywhere you go.
And listen, it's the clash of the Titans without the Black Stars. The Total Energies CAF Africa Cup of Nations Côte d'Ivoire 2023 is here. And as part of this year's competition, all Total Energy service stations will go into 100% football mode. So drive to selected service stations and kickstart the year with lots of amazing giveaways. This is our way of supporting our gallant Black Stars. Well, find another team. I'm with Cape Verde. It started 14th of January when you buy fuel or lubricants from selected Total Energy Energy service stations. On Ghana match days, you instantly win amazing branded souvenirs. Let's celebrate the passion of football together and win lots of gifts during the 2023 Total Energies Africa Cup of Nations. Remember, promo is valid while stock lasts. Visit our social media pages, Total Energies GH, for more information. Terms and conditions apply. Hashtag football together. So, fans, are we out? Or there's
Not
still
yet.
hope?
Technically not out.
Oh, okay.
Technically not out. Anyway, good morning to you, Mama V, and good morning to all of you. Welcome aboard to the Joy Sports Center with me, Fentu Tahiru Fentu. There's only one place to begin. The Black Stars of Ghana are on the brink of exit at the Africa Cup of Nations. Of course, after that 2-2 draw against Mozambique yesterday.
Now, what's the referee say here? Is that a penalty? Handball. Jenny Katamo will take it. Can he pull one back here for the Mambas? Set us up for some fine action in the closing stages. Katamo against the 40. Mozambique are back in this. Jenny Katamo's taking all the set pieces for Mozambique. Decent one to the back post. Where's the goal? Reynildo scores. This is great news for Cote d'Ivoire. They're celebrating.
That's right. Scandalous calamity. Cataclysmic catastrophe. Dreadful, awful, disgraceful. Just a selection of adjectives used to describe the Black Stars' performance yesterday in their last Group B encounter against the Black Mambas of Mozambique. Ghana needed a win to secure qualification to the round of 16, and for 90 minutes the team appeared to be cruising, with Jordan Ayew expertly converting 2 penalties to give Chris Hughton's men a healthy 2-goal lead. And with Egypt losing at in the other game, at that point, the Black Stars were second in the group and progressing. But 3 minutes of injury time undid everything.
Now, what's the referee say here? Is that a penalty? Handball. Jenny Katamo will take it. Can he pull one back here for the Mambas? Set us up for some fine action in the closing stages. Katamo against the 40. Mozambique are back in this. Jenny Katamo's taking all the set pieces for Mozambique. Decent one to the back post. Where's the goal? Reynildo scores. This is great news for Cote d'Ivoire. They're celebrating.
Yeah, first, Andrea, you gave away a penalty with a handball, which was converted before Ronaldo Mandava headed in the equalizer in the 94th minute. At around the same time, Egypt also rallied back to secure a 2-2 draw with Cape Verde to finish second in the group with 3 points. Ghana slipped down to third with 2 points and now need a miracle to progress. And we will get to that mathematics and the permutations shortly. But let's take some reaction first from head coach Chris Hughton, who says he did not expect his team to concede the kind of goals they did.
Feel how you would expect me to feel in a game that we didn't perform at the level that we did against Egypt. I thought we had a lot of players that have played in the 3 games, and I thought our energy levels were not the highest. But when you get yourself into a position of being 2-0 up, you don't expect to concede in the way that we conceded.
Now, he also admitted results have not been good since he took over the Black Stars job last March.
The impact is can only be judged by results. So I think what you have to do, and I think as journalists, you will analyse the results from myself as head coach. The assessment of my results so far is that they've not been good enough.
Okay, that's an admission from Chris Hughton at least. So he was asked if, on the basis of what he said, he would step down from his role as head coach.
I'm not thinking about anything else at the moment. And there's for whatever anybody might think, I'm as angry and frustrated as anybody else. I'm the head coach. This is my responsibility. As regards anything past this moment, then no, I'm not speaking about that.
All right, so Chris Hughton refusing to comment on anything about his future. Kudus Mohammed was once again named man of the match after a very impressive performance from him, and the visibly emotional West Ham man couldn't find words to describe what had just happened.
I'm out of words. I don't know what to say, man. Yeah, thank you. Thanks to the fans for the support, you know? Yeah.
You have the reward of man of the match.
Yeah, thanks to everyone for the votes, you know. Thank you.
Kudus Mohammed. Well, at the actual press conference, this was in the immediate aftermath of the game. At the actual press conference, Kudus finally found his voice and he lashed out at some of his teammates for what he called silly mistakes and lack of concentration.
No, for me, I think today we lost the game by losing the focus. We're up 2-0, last 4 minutes in the game. We can't lose 2 goals in that. It's just lack of concentration in the last minute. You've seen this against Egypt. Some easy goals, you know. So we need to keep our focus in the last part of the game. We lose concentration, man. It's too easy. It's very disappointing, you know. I believe we have the quality, you know, because we won't be here if we don't have the quality. But in games like this, it's just small margins, it's little things, you know. We need to keep the focus throughout the whole game. And you could see today, the last minute, we gave away 2 cheap goals against Egypt. You could see the same thing. We just lose the concentration in the last minute of the game, you know. Today was easy win for us, 2-0 up. We should keep it like that to the end of the game. It's just too sloppy and too silly mistakes, you know, from Egypt and these games, you know. It's too easy.
Too easy, sloppy, silly. Lots of adjectives used by Kudus Mohammed in that 1 minute rant there. Obviously very frustrated. Now, after the games, the fans were understandably furious.
The coach said to mother, everybody go force for it. Next time, next 2 years, next time we will come, Charlie.
Richie do for you, no mentiasi. Boy, no betchina, no watching. Unchina, and chino. Now, I don't say for cabo, no, dear mama. They did the any day, metiasi.
Hey, like very disappointed, very disappointed. Because it be serious. See Richard Ofori, ball go. Why you go touch? No, why you for go touch? Let make you go at least 2-1. Go fit over right now, there, Charlie. I can't have. Where they go? Why you for go touch? Hey, penalty to you don't go fit catch. Make ball pass, you go catch. Oh.
Very interesting thoughts on that. Well, the fans were not as furious as the journalists, the Ghanaian journalists who were at the game. They clashed with players and officials of the Ghana national team who refused to show up to the mix zone for interviews.
We are waiting for them. We won't do anything. We just want to ask them questions. We won't touch anybody. We are just asking questions. We are asking questions as media. We won't touch anybody. Aminu Shadow, go and bring them. Aminu Shadow, bring them. Bring the players. You are overprotecting this place. Bring them.
Everybody is angry. And I'm sure you listening to us, you're fuming in your car or at your home as well. And I'm not here to make you angrier, but for what is worth, it's important for us to point out that technically the Black Stars are not out of the tournament just yet. They can still progress if results go their way, but prepare your mind because the mathematics is complicated.
In order for Ghana to qualify, Zambia must lose to Morocco, Algeria must also lose to Tanzania, and Cameroon must not beat the Gambia. If that happens, Zambia will remain on 2 points, Algeria also remains on 2 points, and Cameroon will also get up to 2 points with a draw. It will then get down to goal difference. The Black Stars currently have a goal difference of -1, and Zambia and Algeria have a goal difference of 0, while Cameroon have a goal difference of -2. So one of Algeria and Zambia must lose by at least a 2-goal margin to swing the goal difference in favor of the Black Stars, with all the others also losing, of course, before Ghana can sneak through.
Yeah, that's how complicated it is. So the chances of that happening, certainly, as you're probably saying right now, it's 0.0001. And I'm not a statistician, but so let's see. And I suspect probably that's why Chris Hughton hasn't resigned as head coach just yet. Because the team is not technically out of the competition. But yesterday, there was even more drama. Cote d'Ivoire, they had to rely on that particular Ghana defeat for them to stand any chance of qualifying to the round of 16 because the host nation themselves were thumped, disgraced and embarrassed by Equatorial Guinea. They thrashed the Elephants 4-0 in front of their own fans. And it was really that bad. Meanwhile, Nigeria beat Guinea-Bissau 1-0 to progress to the last 16. The winner came when Opa Sangante diverted the Moses Simon cross into his own net 9 minutes from time. And before we go, there are some more matches today and perhaps more drama at the Africa Cup of Nations. 4 games to be played simultaneously. And those games, of course, we'll see Gambia take on Cameroon. Ghanaians should be interested in that. Guinea then face Senegal. Those 2 matches are 5. And then at 8 p.m., Angola take on Burkina Faso. And Algeria take on Mauritania. And Ghanaians would want Mauritania to beat Algeria. Mama V, that's all the sports this morning on the Joy Sports Center. My name is Fentu Otahiru Fentu. Good morning.
Good morning. I'm in love with Cape Verde. That's the team that I'll be
team
following.
Now.
Yes.
Cabo Verde. They are so
Sometimes
good.
they call them the Cape Verde.
Cape Verde or Cabo Verde.
Cabo Verde. That's my team now. I love them. I just the passion that they play
only
with.
Portuguese-speaking West African country. Yeah,
they're playing.
Very lovely.
They're
island.
playing for something
They are
beyond
fearless.
money. Beyond money.
They are fearless.
Oh yeah. So
they are fearless.
I wish them well. I want them to go
Egypt
really
were lucky
far.
yesterday.
Absolutely. And they knew it.
Yeah.
They knew it.
And they were celebrating.
Yeah.
And listen, Egypt qualified with 3 points. Mama V, 3 points. And they finished second in the group. At the point, Ghana were actually second in the group with their 4 points.
Yes.
You know, and it would not have meant anything. And the third place, nobody would have been interested in it if Ghana had just held on. And Ghana actually held on for 90 minutes because Mozambique's first equalizer came in the 91st minute. And then they scored again in the 94th minute. You know, it's just like, it's ridiculous, man. It's hard to put into words because listen, Mama V,
bro.
Oh, it's making my wife call me bro. What is this?
Bro.
You know, ever since the AFCON was extended, Mama V, to 24 teams, it is easier to progress to the round of 16 than it is to get kicked out. Because out of the 24 teams that start the group stages, 16 of them make it to the round of 16 and only 8 are eliminated. So it's easier to actually qualify than to get kicked out. And yet for 2 consecutive editions, we got kicked out in the group stages.
It tells you we don't have a team. The system.
Somebody said the last one we got 1 point, this one we got 2, so improvement.
Fentio will be back. More analysis, more messages, social media messages on our show brought to you by EcoBank. A better way, a better Africa. Provident Insurance. With Provident, man, you're covered.
Across Africa, a new era has begun, connecting us with one purpose: to create and share opportunities to grow. Across our continent, across the world, we are creating a better way to a better future. A Pan-African future. Together. EcoBank. A better way, a better Africa.
Provident Insurance. Provident Insurance welcomes you to a new year. Remember to insure your new car or renew your existing motor insurance from the 1st of January to the 31st of March. You can win free gifts such as fuel coupons and several other branded Provident souvenirs. Rush for insurance cover now. Terms and conditions apply. Insurance, your future happy days. With Provident, man, you are covered.
And it's exactly 8 a.m. now. Time for us to bring you the Business Minutes. It's always brought to us by Consolidated Bank Ghana CBG. We stand with you and Anointed Electricals, the generator experts.
Hello, welcome to the Joy Business Minute, brought to you by Consolidated Bank Ghana. We stand with you and Anointed Electricals, the generator experts. Rating agency Fitch is predicting a favorable outlook for banks operating in Ghana in 2024. This follows the successful completion of the domestic debt exchange program, which impacted most banks negatively. The Monetary Policy Committee of the Bank of Ghana will today begin meeting to review the economy and announce a new policy rate at a press conference next week. The Ghana cedi has lost over 2% in value to the dollar this year. However, analysts expect improved investor sentiment following the expected inflow of the $600 million IMF bailout package and other budgetary support from the World Bank. United Airlines, a major U.S. airline, has said it expects to lose money between January and March due to the grounding of Boeing 737 MAX 9 jets. And that's the Joy Business Minute, brought to you by Consolidated Bank Ghana. We stand with you, and Anointed Electric House, the generator experts.
Super Morning Show.
Wake up. Good morning. Good morning.
Coffee in your cup and Joy on the set. The Super Morning Show is always the best bet on Joy 99.7 FM.
It's a minute after 8 here on the Super Morning Show. You just heard there the Joy Business Minute, brought to us by Consolidated Bank Ghana, CBG. We stand with you, and Anointed Electricals, the generator expert. So receiving money from your family and friends abroad should never be a hassle. CBG Remittance Services is offering you a reliable, fast, and convenient way to receive funds abroad. Visit any of CBG's 114 branches nationwide to receive your Western Union, MoneyGram, RIA, Small World, UnityLink, Transfast, also PayAngel, S-Remit, ATL, and Sync Money Transfers. They've got dedicated remittance centers at Nima, Kaswa Main, Medina Market, Apenkwa, and Spintex Basket branches. And good news, they've extended service hours, closing to the public at 5 p.m. on weekdays and 2 p.m. on Saturdays. Just take along a valid national ID, your phone number, and the money transfer reference number. And that's it. Expect a smooth experience every step of the way. For further inquiries, contact CBG by phone on 0302 216,000. Send email to talk to us at cbg.com.gh or visit any of CBG's social media handles on Facebook, Instagram, and X. Terms and conditions apply. CBG, we stand with you. We're talking the Black Stars on the Super Morning Show today. Raymond suggested we should dissolve the team. Now, who would you take out from the very top if we were to dissolve the Black Stars team? But Fentia says we're not exactly out here. Technically, we're still in the game. So are you hopeful? Send those messages to 055-111-1997. We've got lots of messages on the Black Stars, and we will take time to share those messages with you. Also post on X with the hashtag JoySMS.
Coffee in your cup and Joy on the set. The Super Morning Show is always the best bet on Joy 99.7 FM.
Also coming up on the show, there's a letter from the GRA to the presidency, which is titled Suspension of Performance Contracts. That's a response to that directive given by the presidency early in January. And it says, we write to inform you that we have duly communicated your letter on the suspension of the contract between GRA and Strategic Management Ghana Limited as per your directive. SML has expressed concerns about operation ramification and disruptions that will arise from the intended suspension of operations. Copy of letter attached. Now, having carefully reviewed the concern and based on our own understanding of the contracts and the deliverable, we are of the opinion that the system that has been installed to enhance revenue assurance for control purposes and also to aid with the ongoing investigation could, with your kindness permission, be allowed to run. The system will continue to record data real time until your further directive after the conclusion of the investigation. GRA also says that they confirm that the suspension to all intents and purposes will lead to revenue losses following the suspension, and that there has been a huge gap in the control system and also the update of the oil marketing company's account. They, however, want to assure the president that the contract remains suspended and no payment would be made on the contract until the directive. So what does this all mean? Is the contract still running? Is SML still working, even though there was a directive from the presidency that the contract should be suspended? What really is the issue here? That's all coming up. Big stories brought to you by Vodafone Further Together, and of course, latest film, your partner for life.
And the Office of the Registrar of Companies has introduced premium services in response to clients' request for fast-track services. Now, the Prestige Center offers a bouquet of services, including registration of business names, sole proprietorship companies, professional bodies, updating of businesses from the historical database, dubbed re-registration, filing of annual returns, and renewal of businesses with the delivery of certificates and profiles in 24 hours. Come and experience a premium service, a premium class service. Visit the ORC office located at the Registrar General's Department, Accra. Call us on our hotline 0302 66081 or 0302 664 For further information, you can also WhatsApp or Telegram us on 0557 653130. Join us on our social media handles at ORC Ghana. ORC, a trusted partner for business.
Now, you're looking for the best value data and voice offers. You surely would have to look no further, as Vodafone has unbeatable deals made just for you. To enjoy these amazing offers, just dial *530# and get onto any of the Vodafone Made For Me bundles. For as little as 1 Ghana cedi, Vodafone Made For Me has got just what you need. This offer is specially made for you. Simply dial *530# or visit my Vodafone app to subscribe. Vodafone, further together.
So we face different emergencies, but like we all know, January is a special month. So if you have a money emergency in January, don't worry, there's a solution. And it's very simple. It's #770#. This one is for you.
If you have cuckoo money emergency,
she has redeemed the cuckoo.
She has redeemed finally.
Really?
Mama V.
After lots of pressure.
Really? Don't mind these guys. Just remember *770#. That's the EcoBank money emergency number that you will need when you have a money emergency. *770# gives you instant access to loans, fund transfers, utility payments, airtime and data purchases. There's so much more you can do with *770#, even without data. So there's no need to panic when you find yourself in any money emergency. EcoBank will always come to your rescue. Dial *770# now for solutions to your money emergencies. EcoBank, the Pan-African Bank. And people are still talking about the Black Stars, my friend.
But no, what
O'Shea
again?
Vincent says the goalkeeper lacks the emotional intelligence to even manage situations, especially when players make mistakes. Carefully watch all the matches and gauge his reactions towards mistakes committed by the players. Yesterday, that he made a mistake. What happened?
And he didn't. Now that I've looked, I've seen it again.
VAR.
So the ball was actually going for a corner.
But he still had a responsibility.
No, he tried to save it, and Amate shouts at him, and he leaves the ball. You see, Ghana. Anyway,
this one says it's obvious. It's obvious the GFA, our sports journalists and players, need our prayers and psychological support. Man of man, and this is it comes with a a story that he forwards. Mohammed Kudus picks Man of Man award against Mozambique.
Man of the match.
Yeah, I think it should be man of the match.
Hey,
Man of the match award.
Yes.
But he deserved. I think he deserved it. Yesterday he was a bit lost. I didn't see lots of him.
Did you hear his interview? Thank you. I thank that people voted for me. Yes.
He said, I'm short of words.
He was obviously disappointed. He played his heart out. Not so much of him yesterday in particular.
Even the day before, let's be fair, you can't score 2 goals. Then some people would also through their negligence
that was painful.
Recklessness.
Yeah, so listen.
This is when you start getting the headache and you don't even understand what's happening. At some point, we should hold people responsible. There's something fundamentally wrong with our football. We agree, right? People would insist that we hold Black Stars and our footballers to a higher standard than our politicians. I don't think that's the case, actually. At least not for me anyway. But I think that is not an excuse for us to let this go. We have actually allowed a lot of water under the bridge. This water, we are going to block it and deal with it properly. See, you can't take the people for granted in such a manner. They could have. Today, we'll be celebrating them. Me, I'll be wearing my jersey. Many people would have been excited. We would have forgotten other woes in the Republic of Ghana for a while. At least, even if not a very long time. There is something fundamentally wrong with our system that's running the football. The oil in my head singing FA boss ought to explain to the people of this republic what is happening there. I am one of those who has no problem with we putting football on hold for 2 to 5 years if it can help in redevelopment.
Yeah.
I don't care at all. This shambolic system where we are just running and hoping God will intervene. And God is busy dealing with more important issues in Palestine and other places that requires his attention. I am convinced that we need to fundamentally fix what we call our football system. And we can pretend that it's well and go to another tournament, or else let some of us check out completely. Because it's beginning to be very clear to me. First, when the Ghana is playing, I wear the jersey before the game. Now I don't do that again.
You wear after.
Yes. I want to be sure. It's the security you are guaranteed in there. Like, I have disgraced myself fully. And people think that when you are rallying support for the Black Stars, you have some pecuniary interest. The only interest you would have is because you're Ghanaian. And this is our national team. Whether we like it or not, they'll still have to play in our name. They are representatives of the over 30 million Ghanaians that are not supposed to be on the pitch that day. And if we see the faces of the supporters we send there, they appear to be the most disappointed. Imagine traveling all the way to Cote d'Ivoire, some going by road. They had to come back, lamenting throughout the journey.
They get $400.
Yeah, some did not get it. Some people that got it too. Some people, they went on their own. They drove with their own fuel straight down to Cote d'Ivoire, and now they have to come back. They have to lament to their own parties in the car and be suffering the same way. That kind of suffering can be assuaged one way or the other. Promise that action would happen. And that promise should start from the Ministry of Sports. They can't be sitting as lame ducks and pretend that they don't know what's happening. Yeah.
Are you not escalating this
No.
thing?
It's a serious matter. No. But Mama V, we gave the excuse the last time they went and dropped out. I heard George Ado Jr. saying that, this is the worst performance. And he was giving us, okay, well, let's give him another chance. This one, it is a perfect opportunity for you to do good. Before this tournament, you see how many people were wearing the jersey? No, a few people. People were a bit skeptical. They were cautiously optimistic. So we needed to rally a lot of interest. The second game gave us some slight hope. Even though we didn't win the match, we felt our boys put up the best, except the two. The two that we are prayed will never get on the pitch again. But one came back yesterday. I'm not so sure what it will take for us to revamp, and we're not saying that you should even win the tournament. Get to a reasonable stage. I don't want to use it too difficult or too much to ask our team. And the president asks, we have talents. Why are we not performing?
All right, let's hear from you. 055-111-11997. That's our WhatsApp number. And post on X with the hashtag JoySMS. Are you still heartbroken? Are you frustrated? Do you still feel the pain?
Well, the headmaster, and the suit, Adi. Anya Gates and Wajim. You're reading part one famine. Well, the shot to lie is I say, Jachum for you. May ya comment on that don't quote social media now. Yak Masama in the subu at the Quankran in Cran. Incation will wear hele at the Quankran. You loosen.
Wake up. Good morning. Good morning.
Of late, things no easy, crowd. For my business inside, pressure day from customers. If I make payments, give suppliers. Okada riders. Delivery charges, you know easy. Things they move fast like before because everything make expensive. The family where they house. See what I talk. Family where they call they ask for another money. You know easy. Vodafone Cash be the only thing where they make my ID get to. If I do transfers for Vodafone Cash, it they save me money. If you do Vodafone Cash to Vodafone Cash transactions, still no transfer charges dey. Even if I send money to another network, I get value.
Make you dial *110# to send money. Sending money from Vodafone Cash to Vodafone Cash still be free. Vodafone.
It's the most action-packed breakfast show in town. The hottest music, the best giveaways, the great interviews, and all the laughter and fun you can imagine. Don't miss the Super Morning Show on Joy 99.7 FM. It's the best breakfast show in town.
Attention aspiring minds and future leaders. Get ready for the University Challenge. 10 universities, 10 diverse topics, and a chance to win 1 million Ghana cedis. Each university presents a unique project, pushing the boundaries of creativity and knowledge. This televised competition celebrates intellect, teamwork, and the power to transform ideas into reality. The future of innovation and the chance to witness brilliant young minds showcasing their skills, teamwork, and ability to turn dreams into tangible solutions to solve real-world problems. Stay tuned for more details and get ready to be inspired. For more details, visit newafricafoundation.org or call 0532-383-737.
Hey, Opeyin, what is this I'm hearing about some economic census?
Yes, the Ghana Statistical Service is conducting a nationwide census of all businesses called the Integrated Business Establishment Survey, popularly known as IBES.
A census of businesses? What is that for?
Well, for businesses to grow, they will need data on all business activities for decision making to enhance their profitability.
Hey, so does it mean my top bar is part of this exercise?
Of course it is. All businesses, whether for profit or non-profit, are included.
Okay, but won't my personal information be disclosed?
Not at all. Data collected will be kept confidential and used solely for statistical purposes, so your individual information is well protected.
Really? So when is it starting and how can I help?
This exercise will begin in January 2024. Help by giving the right information to the field staff who will be visiting your business.
Remember,
support GSS to provide you with the right data for your business growth and national development. 2024 IBES, data for prudent business decisions.
Hey, close up. Ever fresh air, ever fresh air. Ever fresh air, ever close up.
All new Close Up Everfresh. Wait, Charlie, what's new?
It now has a triple fresh formula that cleans, protects, and cools. Thanks to a powerful combination of 1, a purifying gel, 2, an antibacterial mouthwash formula, 3, ice cool crystals. That cleans, fights up to 99% bacteria, and intensely cools. Fresh breath. Keeps you protected and fresh long after brushing. Close Up Triple Fresh formula. Cleans, protect, and cools. Close Up Everfresh. Grab yours now.
This advert is FDA approved.
There is something that drives you. The very thought of it fuels you. And even when the road gets rocky, you keep going, just to get the results that matter. It could be about you. It could be the lives you touch. It could be about someone special or something dear to your heart. Such results leave a sweet lingering smile, a sense of fulfillment. That's why you work till late, yet rise with the sun. Yes, your drive knows no limit. Do it with Stanbic Bank, where we spur you on to get the results that matter.
Let me share my experience with you at the new Aqua Safari Resorts. When you arrive, you're greeted by warm smiles and introduced to your 24-hour butler who already has your itinerary sorted. Enjoy water sports activities like jet ski rides, kayaking, water sliding, flyboarding, and castanet fishing. You can even have your lunch here on the boat cruise. Let the tour guides take you through the sceneries of the mangrove forest, the friendliness of the animals, while you pet and feed them. We chose to have our breakfast with a beautiful sunrise right in front of our cabin.
Visit Aqua Safari Eco Resort in Ghana, bringing you closer to nature.
Hello, Linda.
You won't believe what I am planning next. I want to start my postgraduate degree, buy a car, and build my dream home. But you know what's stopping me?
What's that, Mike?
Money, oh. That be my biggest wahala.
Oh, you are sorted, Cry. With a GCB Big Move personal loan promo, you can borrow up to a whopping 400,000 Ghana cedis at a significantly reduced interest rate in less than 24 hours.
Like seriously? How do I qualify?
Yes, it's available to all GCB salary account holders. Plus, you get a 2-month grace period before you start to pay back.
Susket, I'm opening an account with GCB now.
Get a personal loan of up to 400,000 Ghana cedis at a significantly reduced interest rate in less than 24 hours. Call 0800-422-422 or visit your nearest GCB branch today to fund your next big move as we celebrate 70 years of greatness. T's and C's apply. GCB Bank, your bank for life.
Malamu headmaster ya na ne suit ya na mase. Adi. Anye gedin ho ajum. Ye win mpa won famen. Wala shatala ise. Ashe, je twemfonyin. Me ya comment ho. De donko onko social media na. Ya ka ho asama nna subiu. E de kwankran nkran. Nka hye no gwe hele. E de kwankran. Ye lusi.
Big stars, big cash my way, but still a family. Under 1 minute.
I mean, this is a song that he was
wearing white and dancing.
Wearing white and dancing to.
And singing too.
The guy who used to do what?
This oil there has fallen somewhere.
Aja guide me from my enemies.
Okay.
It's not the same GFA person.
Yeah. I think he will do, and he will be very prosperous in music.
He should go and manage.
Yes.
An artist. He
It
manage
appears
football.
that for the football, his greatest achievements will not be there. So I mean,
his greatest achievements will be being a football agent.
Maybe as a music agent too, or music producer. Or I mean, sometimes you have to explore. It is when you are doing one thing that you realize that this is where my calling really is. At some point you give up when it's not working.
You know Kewu. I'm sure Mama V will know him. Kewu. Kewu came into the music scene after Kwade.
Oh yes.
His style was like Kwade. So they asked him, Kewu, people say you are rapping like Kwade. He said, oh, Obia want a talent. Ubeshe krano. I'm share nyum twasi and sana Kwade share nyum twasi.
Yeah.
Baby, I know
time and chance happening to them all.
So you are suggesting that the talent of Keto Kreku.
Yes.
Maybe music.
Yeah.
And not football.
I've seen more videos of him music settings, either singing or dancing, or actually singing songs like the one you mentioned, or this other one. I think that it makes sense. He gets me happy when he's singing or dancing.
And when he's performing with the musicians.
Yes.
Nice.
But when he's administering football in the Republic of Ghana, the evidence I have before me is that it's very shambolic.
As the effect of the loss.
Yes. Oh, I'm saying so. Yes.
No,
and I cannot dictate his path for him, but I'm just saying that at some point he reflects on
your pain, brother.
No, he's reflecting upon it.
And move on. We are using the same
this
thing criteria for both the politicians and the football administrators.
Yeah, me, I'm not the one who
You go.
You guys will be fine, okay?
No.
Yes.
See, we are fine.
Just cool off.
After I've had my meal this morning.
Yeah.
I've had my meal this morning. I'm okay. But
if we're not fine, would I be charging towards the GFA office now? You see, this is very cool people giving suggestions.
I am saying that. It's obvious, and I agree with you, Raymond, that Keto Kreku is better as a football agent, and maybe you should add music to it.
Yeah.
Because we have seen musicians, footballers who have become musicians. Asamoah Gyan, he did his music. He said
very nice song.
But for football, he would have been a musician.
The back on or no song.
Back on or no. Back on. We've seen all of these people. So we are suggesting to Keto Kreku that as football administrator, he's underperformed.
He has performed below what we all thought was his capacity.
As we think of moving the Blasters to the next level, we can do so without Keto Kreku.
Yes, it's only decent that when you underperform, you step aside.
Why do I feel that we can never end this conversation of the Black Stars?
If Keto Kreku is not willing to go, like we dissolved the GFA some time ago, after number 12,
and did rebuilding,
we can dissolve the GFA. And risk FIFA ban for 2 years.
Yeah.
After it will save us money.
Yeah, what's the point? Because the next 1 year or 2 years, we'll go and also we crashed out like the way. If we don't take care, next time won't be heavy goals like the way Cote d'Ivoire received in their last game. Yeah.
No,
that will be very embarrassing
to
to us. This is a football nation.
We have to
relax.
No.
A lot of things are not going well in this country. The hope is that football will not be added to it. If I remember around the argument, some very serious government officials during John Kufuor's time said, let's host the AFCON. AFCON brings happiness to people. Football is great, can unite the people in the year 2008 or so.
Yeah.
And, I mean, you may not like how we performed or how we actually ended up, but we didn't win. But we're not receiving some of these terrible defeats, very petty mistakes, very substandard plays that if I were in my very wonderful years as Paul Gascoigne, would have done better than them.
Paul Gascoigne.
Yes.
You know, when I was in Ho during the Euro '96, somebody decided to take the name as his nickname, and guess how the name was pronounced? Gascoigne.
Oh, okay, yeah, spelled.
Those times Gascoigne, or Gascoigne. I mean, he was a fantastic player. But we are only suggesting to Keto Kreku that he has done enough. Step aside. Let others continue. But if in case you don't want to step aside, we'll call on the government to dissolve the GFA.
Yes.
Dissolve it. So that you ban Blasters. 2 years, it's okay. We won't go for the World Cup 2026.
Then we do rebuilding. We'll start
rebuilding.
From,
yes, we'll do rebuilding. And then when we come back, we'll win the AFCON.
Yeah.
Now we'll win the AFCON without
to the glory of God,
without persons who feel, they are entitled to play for the Black Stars.
Team owner and friends.
They think it's their bona fide property.
Can you believe that?
How's that possible?
It's the same sense of entitlement that we complain about when politicians possess and display.
You guys will get over it very soon.
Anyway, Pamavi of air has been complaining just as us. We're going to get into our first conversation.
On air composer.
We'll get into our first conversation before the Black Stars. We'll talk about the SML.
Yeah.
I'm sure you may have seen the letter from the Ghana Revenue Authority making rounds where they're talking about, where they're calling on the president to allow. Now, listen to this carefully. The president has called for the suspension of the contract. The GRA says the contract remains suspended. However, the machines and everything installed at these centers should be made to run. You ask yourself the simple question. If they run, wouldn't you be making payments? Or they could just run and not present data, and so you don't have to make payments?
And if the contract is suspended, this new arrangement, based on which arrangement would they be operating?
Exactly. So, I've heard comments about, assuming everything is done and they have to come back. We'll get into all of that.
Well, are we presuming that they are supposed to come back anyway?
But there is also a real concern there that if there is a break in the process, then it may affect revenue collection.
Sorry, the revenue collection. The GR is no more interested than the president who's next on the line every time for it. I hope you get my point.
Yes, and we'll get into all of
that.
that.
I'm even more worried about, you see, in all fairness, the executive president would have consulted very relevant bodies, perhaps including the GRA, before giving the directive. This SML says it will cause problems. GRA has now reviewed what SMS is saying and believes that it may cause problems. It's a bit awkward.
Stay with us. We're going to get into that conversation shortly here on the Super Morning Show, because these are hundreds of millions of Ghana cedis involved. And come to think of it, they were giving 2 weeks, KPMG giving 2 weeks to audit. Letter written on the 2nd, is it the 2nd of
January?
January. It's now the 23rd of January. That means 3 weeks. When you say complete the audit, is it that the auditing be done in 2 weeks? And then the report and recommendations be done subsequently, or the auditing and the reports and the recommendations be completed in 2 weeks? That's another leg of the conversation. But at ABSA, we believe that you and your car deserve to be rewarded, so get more for your protection with a motor insurance policy from ABSA, underwritten by Hollard Insurance. Our comprehensive third-party fire and theft motor insurance policies not only ensure that your vehicle stays protected, but you also get rewarded with fuel vouchers from now until the 31st of March 2024. And that's not all. You also enjoy free roadside assistance, have the option for a car hire, post-vehicle repair inspection, and more when you sign up for our comprehensive cover. The qualifying minimum premium to be rewarded is 482 Ghana cedis. Discover how to get things done at absa.com.gh or the nearest ABSA branch. Terms and conditions apply.
And enjoy all 52 matches of AFCON 2023 live in high definition only on Star Times from the 13th of January. Don't miss any of the action from the best players on the continent during this AFCON 2023 for only 180 Ghana cedis on the Star Times Mega Bouquet. So get your Star Times full kits. That's the decoder, dish, cable, plus 1 month super package subscription for 339 Ghana cedis now. Call Star Times. The hotline is 0242 437 888, or you can send a WhatsApp to 020-230-3676. Star Times, enjoy digital life.
Now, in 3 days' time, the second edition of the highly anticipated Africa Prosperity Dialogue will be underway. The Africa Prosperity Dialogues 2024 is the event at which Africa's political and business leaders meet to take actionable and bankable decisions towards building an African single market. Africa Prosperity Dialogues will take place from the 25th to the 27th of January 2024 at the Peduasi Presidential Lodge. This is in the Bree Hills in the Eastern region, in the presence of several African heads of state and top business leaders. 10 exceptional Africans and global Africans will receive the prestigious Africa Prosperity Champions Awards for their contribution to Africa and global Africa's prosperity at the Presidential Gala Dinner on the 26th of January at the Kempinski Hotel in Accra. If you want to join us, register at events.africaprosperitynetwork.com or reach the secretariat at protocol@africaprosperity.network. And if you want to reach them by phone and speak to an English attendant, please do so on this number, +233 53 616 7567. Or if you want to speak French or engage a French attendant, it will be +233 53 609 8325. If you want more information, these are the contacts you should be reaching out to Africa Prosperity Dialogues 2024, delivering prosperity in Africa. Produce, add value, and trade.
Somebody says the Black Star players are IMF players. Good morning, Dr. Yao Safo, drive doctor.
Oh, IMF players.
The man says he can't stop his heart from supporting the Black Stars.
It's
IMF players. IMF players. Anyway, let's get into the SML conversation. Okay, so on the 16th of January 2024, the Commissioner General of the Ghana Revenue Authority wrote this letter to the President, which says, "We write to inform you that we have duly communicated your letter on the suspension of the contract between GRA and Strategic Management Ghana Limited as per your directive. SML has expressed concerns about operation ramification and disruptions that could arise from the intended suspension of operations. Having carefully reviewed the concern and based on our own understanding of the contracts and the deliverable, we are of the opinion that the system that has been installed to enhance revenue assurance for control purposes and also to aid with the ongoing investigation could, with your kindest permission, be allowed to run. The system will continue to record data real time until your further directive after the conclusion of the investigation." So you're recording data real time while investigations are ongoing. It means you're working, isn't it? Well, we can confirm that a suspension to all intents and purposes will lead to revenue losses following the suspension. There's been a huge gap in the control system and also the update of the oil marketing company accounts. We however want to assure you that the contract remains suspended and no payment will be made on the contract until your directive. We've been joined by Ben Boache, who is the Executive Director of the Africa Center for Energy Policy, ACEP. Ben, good morning and thank you very much for joining us.
For having me, Weston, and the team. Yes.
Great. So I know that you know this sector very well. You've done a lot of research on this. Now, the GRA is saying that SML has expressed some concerns and disruptions that would arise from the intended suspension of operations. And they've also reviewed it, and based on their own understanding of the contracts, they're of the opinion that a system that has been installed should be allowed to run. Ben, is there a justification for this system to be allowed to run while investigations are ongoing, while the president is asked for a suspension?
Yeah, I think I've read the letter time and again. I'm trying to make sense of it. I'm trying to even understand it in the basic of terms. When the suspension happened, SML said welcome the suspension and communicated that they were going to wait for the investigations to be over. The investigations were to be conducted within a space of 2 weeks. The Commissioner General waited for almost that time to lapse and then rise to the President to essentially tell the President that, Mr. President, you are the appointing authority. We would only comply, even though you are wrong. We will comply as you wish, but allow us to continue to run the systems. Essentially telling the President that he had wrong judgment on, suspending the arrangement until investigations were over. And I find that really, really troubling. And also to the fact that when the Commissioner General writes essentially 5 paragraphs to tell the President that he should allow the contract to persist, he doesn't provide any data and justification to tell the President why the President is wrong and he's right. And it feeds into that broad context of lack of accountability for how things happen in this country. Right? We have copiously provided data to show that this contract could not have been informed by credible data and capacity and understanding of how the industry works. Right? So if the Commissioner General still insists that it is in the interest of Ghana for this contract to persist, what he needs to do is to challenge the data that has been put out, challenge the conversation that the public is actually driving, to let him know that he and the finance minister are wrong. Okay. And it couldn't have been a genuine intention to save Ghana money. Right? And he's still dancing around the issue. In fact, when you read these letters and the apparent lack of capacity it exhibits on why anybody would say in 21st century that, we need somebody to go and sit at the FPSO, in spite of all the agencies that are in there, to be monitoring oil production, and they are not able to advance, excuses that really justify anything, and for us to be paying close to $15 million a year. In fact, if Talo proposes to Ghana to spend $5 million extra to monitor or to measure production, the country will reject it. If he and I proposes to spend $5 million extra for metering, Ghana will reject it. Why is somebody going to charge us $50 million to be monitoring production?
Now, Ben, let me just get something. And so that person who doesn't understand. So SML is indicated in that documentary. They admit that they do not check dilution and diversion of fuel. Now, what is it that SML does that assures revenue? That in its absence, we're going to be losing revenue?
I think we should be putting this question directly to the Commissioner General who has written this letter. His own people, the GRA people, admitted that when it comes to revenue assurance, it is not SML data that is used to assure revenue. There is the icons that is hooked on, NPA hooks on, to provide data for revenue assurance. And that is how it is being used. And we have done the analysis to produce the Commissioner General's own data that he presents to the ESLA and to the Ministry of Finance, which also confirms that anybody telling us that there's any extra data that assures revenue is lying to the people. They themselves, the data they use for ESLA, for computation of revenue and everything is coming from what NPA gives them. All right? And we have also shown that there is no volume adjustment that can be accounted for by any contract that has been awarded. And the data speaks for it. GRA's own data speaks to it. All right? Okay. And Commissioner General still really want to speak to these specifics and speak to his own data and just say, we are the right people. You are wrong, Mr. President. Allow this contract to persist until investigations are over. When we know that the Commissioner General himself, there are publications, there are pictures floating, that while the investigations are going, these systems are being installed ahead of the investigation. He wouldn't even speak to that. He won't comment on those things. What are they doing? What are they running away from? What are they afraid of? For which reason new systems are being installed ahead of the investigations that are ongoing?
Which new systems are being installed, Ben?
No, there were reports of the customs officers being, receiving now computers to look on to the SML data, who they have never had independent access to. All right, it's only what the SML gives them is what they receive as data reported. Now, customs is being allowed to have systems in their own premises to be able to have as a hook on to that data.
How do you respond to those who say that because there's the system in place already, installed by SML, now if that system stops the provision of real-time data, because of the suspension of the contract. If the contract is restored, that break going back could be problematic. Hence, even though payments will not be made, at least their machines be allowed to run.
I mean, you see, this is where it becomes interesting. So if the machines run, to what effect and to what extent?
Tell me.
The machines can run, but the fact of the matter is that we are questioning how Ghana is benefiting from that particular transaction. And the evidence clearly suggests that we are not benefiting from it. So if the Commissioner General thinks that there is still some benefits, in spite of the copious evidence that has been provided, and his own evidence, he should speak to the evidence. He should speak to the evidence and not just, throw out some, language to say that we're just losing revenue or we're going to lose revenue when the data doesn't support that. He should give us the evidence. And that's what I'm struggling to find at this point. When on video and before the cameras, his own officers, and it does appear that it's only the Commissioner General and the Finance Minister who signed this contract, who believe that we are saving revenue, and not the technical people who are on the ground.
So you're saying that we don't need this contract? They don't need to continue running? We should just suspend it, wait for the conclusion of the audit, and that's it, right?
I think at this point, we shouldn't be asking KPMG where they are. I mean, the president gave them 2 weeks. That 2 weeks has elapsed. Nobody is even telling us where we are with the investigation. It does appear that, this whole investigation was just to buy time, so all of us forgets about it, and then we go on with our business as usual. As many have come and gone, we're just waiting to buy time and allow this to persist. And that is the inclination I get from all of these things. So this flying letters, communication just buys time, while people navigate around how, they continue to milk the state from some of these transactions. So if the Commissioner General writes to the President to tell him that the contract should be allowed to stay, which part of the contract? Is it just the monitoring of the downstream? But we are talking about a composite contract now that delivers 3 revenue assurance points from gold, upstream, and also downstream. Is he isolating just the downstream, or is he also saying that the processes that had begun, the contract has been executed to allow revenue assurance in the gold should also persist, that of upstream should also persist, when the technical people have raised concerns, genuine concerns, and also telling everybody that they were not involved. They couldn't have been the source of the fear that Ghana is losing revenue. It's just coming from the Finance Minister, who sat in his office and decided that, there is revenue leakage here, there is revenue leakage there. And the Commissioner General should also pay attention that this whole situation around these contracts points to lack of control, where he is the revenue person, trying to assure revenue for the state, but cannot identify where the leakages are. And since then, the directives come from the policy side of things to say that these are the specific actions you need to deliver to be able to assure us revenue.
Let me just find out if you know, because, this letter dated 16th, that's 7 days ago. So this was last week, Tuesday. Do you by chance know whether the president has responded and whether the GRA has been giving the go-ahead? Do you have any information on that?
No, we don't know. Nobody has told us anything. We were expecting, the work to be concluded per the directive of the president in 2 weeks. If anything was a hindrance or a challenging for, as of now, we don't even know whether KPMG has officially accepted to deliver that work. They have not communicated to the public. They have not accepted it because what the president did was not a secret contract. He published a statement appointing KPMG, and KPMG is a big audit firm, and they would have expected that in a high public interest situation of that nature, they would have responded, at least put out a statement and say, yes, we have been given this, we are accepting to do the work. They've gone mute. Nobody is hearing from them whether they accepted it, because remember, the public were also alarmed about KPMG's own dealings with GRA, which we thought could be a point of concern, for such an investigation to happen when, in fact, they are client of GRA and the rest of it. So if they had processes to do an independent job, they could have assured the public and not disrespect and ignore everybody. They could have assured the public that these are the processes that we are putting in place in spite of the concerns that have been raised to do a clean job and ensure that the TOR that have been offered them will be delivered with all the professional capacities that are at their disposal. They have not commented. They have not responded to those calls that have been made by the public, and we don't know whether they will going to do the job or they will not do the job. The public is still waiting.
Yeah, so Ben, I come back to that question again. I asked earlier. The GRA says this could affect revenue. They say there's a huge gap. Is there a huge gap? Will this affect revenue finally?
There is no huge gap anywhere. And that's what I'm saying, that we should be people of principle and speaking to data. We should be people of principle and speaking to facts. What are the facts to support that? It's just an empty claim. Just to put fear in the system and just to perhaps get a reversal from the president and say, okay, I said it, that you should hold on, but go ahead because you said that there will be revenue leakages. They should provide data to it. And what I'm saying even is that whilst all these revenue assurance schemes are being generated, still revenue leakages are happening in the sector. Because where revenue is assured, it's not at the depot. Where revenue is assured is at the pump where you and I pay money to the OMCs. And these OMCs decide to pocket the money. That is where we lose revenue. And that part, there has been no effort to actually address that problem. OMCs that owe GRA money, that are not supposed to lift products, are still lifting products. The Commissioner General is not telling us how he's going to deal with those. All right? But he's just saying that somebody should double count liftings at the depots, and assure us revenue and we lose revenue. I mean, how does that even work? So we are not conscious about delivering value in this circumstance. And people are just trying hard enough to just, stay the conversation. Another, scandal would, surface, and everybody forgets about this one.
Ben Boache,
and this is a clear strategy that we are seeing at play.
Ben Boache, thank you very, very much for joining us. Ben Boache is Executive Director of the Africa Center for Energy Policy, joining us and sharing his views. Well, he said that we're not losing anything because the evidence on the ground doesn't support this particular claim by the GRA in the letter to the president. He says if there's anything, we should be thinking of, abrogating this whole contract because it's not really serving an interest. And the evidence on the ground suggests that the NPA is in control. Raymond.
It sounds interesting, right? I would have expected that if the executive president, who has the powers of the state we are putting him, says, just make sure that this contract is put on hold, everything about it is put on hold, so that if there is losses incurred, it will be on the head of the president. One would think that the president will make such a decision with proper advice from all the people who are relevant in this space. So to second guess the president and ask him for advice subsequent to that, oh, please, we think this is the difficulty they say they will face. The other question that's on my mind is this probe that's supposed to happen by the auditing firm. Will the probe in any way affect what the people are supposed to put on hold, including the very activity that the GR is saying will lead to some losses? So, Winston, you say you are put in place a revenue assurance system. That system is being probed. You say, oh, we should let it run while it's still being probed. When we know that that system has some officials of the what they call SML actively involved in it. Are those officials equally being probed, or their works being investigated whilst they are actively on the job? I hope you get the point.
Yeah.
So I am not so sure why this has become a difficult point. Assuming the advice or the the advice you are giving the president on the possible loss of revenue, which we all do not like anyway, is to present a certain face. If the only thing you think about this probe is that it will not amount to anything, then no loss is relevant. But if this probe is supposed to cure a certain cancer that has been created by a false contract of a sort, then it is immaterial the losses that are incurred during that 2-week period. I hope you get that.
Yeah.
Because your continuous stay in office and your continuous purported activity, purportedly saving 3 billion, is supposed to also cost us a huge amount of money. So how much will be lost in the 2 weeks so that it will not be in curing the problem of the 3 billion that we are talking about? I think it's clutching at straws at best. And I'm even more worried that it's the GRA that's leading this. SML says they'll have problems. And so we believe they'll have problems. And so we should let that part of the deal run.
Okay.
I really feel they'll worsen their case by going on this path or trajectory. Reverend Amit Shaddai and co. should just comply with the directives of the president in all of his forms. And do not do anything that acts or suggests that they are second-guessing the executive president of the Republic of Ghana. Okay. It's way too awkward. It's not how standard practices are done. At least you even comply with it in the first place, so that I can come and raise some of these questions if there is need or you are asked to do so. But acting as if the entire country should be subjected to the whims of SML is a bit problematic. And that's where I have a very big difficulty with all of this correspondence.
Well, stay with us right here on the Super Morning Show. We're not done. We definitely would continue. We'll keep on following on this particular issue. But when we return after these messages here on the Super Morning Show, as expected, the Black Stars. We're right back.
Hello. We've all been there doing something dangerous to our teeth and suffering the consequences. Now, in that moment, you wish you hadn't, right? It's another episode of Time with the Dentist. I'm your dentist, Dr. Gwendolyn Amakwe Baiche, and this program is sponsored by Pepsodent in partnership with Ghana Dental Association. Today, let's talk about a few of the things that we do to our teeth and subject our mouth to that are harmful. Some of these habits have been with us for so long that they have become a part of us. But there's no habit that you cannot break if you put your mind to it. The first is smoking. Smoking cigarette. Many of you, I'm sure, are aware of the harmful effect smoking cigarettes can have on the general health. But what you also need to know is that smoking is one of the most destructive habits for your oral health. It is one of the major causes of bad breath and teeth discoloration due to the tar and nicotine present in it, and also the increased buildup of tartar and plaque that it causes. Other effects on your oral health include gum disease, which progresses faster in smokers compared to non-smokers, and we all know by now that gum disease can lead to tooth loss. Nicotine in cigarettes reduces the flow of blood to tissues of the mouth, and good blood flow is needed for healing following surgical procedures like when you have your tooth taken out. So in effect, smoking can delay healing in the mouth. There can also be loss of density of the jawbone, inflammation of the salivary glands, which will lead to decrease in salivation, and very soon we will learn the importance of saliva to our oral health. Lastly, smokers are more at risk of developing oral cancer. To those of us who smoke, it certainly can't be an easy habit to quit. But with the necessary help, you can. Don't wait until it's too late. The second poor habit is the use of our teeth as tools. Whether opening bottles with our teeth, ripping packages, cutting fabrics, or holding objects with our teeth, you are putting yourself at risk of cracking, chipping your teeth, or even injuring your gums. Especially to our tailors and dressmakers, fisher folks, carpenters, who tend to use the teeth as tools at work. Let's do well to put a stop to the habit. Our dear mechanics who use their mouth to siphon fuel from car tanks using rubber tube, You're exposing your mouth, including your teeth, to very toxic substance, which can erode the tooth surface. Accidentally swallowing or aspirating the substance can also be very harmful to other parts of your body. The last poor habit I would like to talk about is brushing your teeth too hard, and especially with a hard bristled toothbrush. While we encourage you to brush your teeth often, please use a soft to medium bristled toothbrush, like the Pepsodent toothbrushes. These are gentle on your teeth and gums and are also able to clean hard to reach areas of the mouth. Let's stop brushing aggressively. This list is not exhaustive. There are others, like crushing ice with the teeth, biting your nails, and grinding the teeth. Tooth discoloration is when the perceived color of the tooth looks deviated from normal. And what is normal? So the teeth typically are very white in very young children, off-white in adults, and whitish yellow as you age. When you use your teeth as openers, you can crack or chip your tooth. This can affect your smile. Your teeth will look unaesthetic, it could feel sensitive, and depending on how bad the chip is, you could even feel pain and eventually lose your tooth. Bad habits are not easy to break, but can be broken. Let's put in every effort to stop these poor oral habits. Remember to always brush your teeth twice daily with a fluoride toothpaste like Pepsodent. And visit the dentist regularly. Your teeth will thank you. This campaign is proudly brought to you by Pepsodent in partnership with Ghana Dental Association.
In your cup, enjoy on the set. The Super Morning Show is always the best bet on Joy 99.7 FM.
Everybody, go, 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 go. Blast us, go, 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 go. God bless our homeland, Ghana, and make our nation great and strong. Black stars, rise up, stand up. It's time to show the world again what we've got. Oh yeah. It's time to raise the flag of Ghana so high, so high. With God's love, might and strength, sure we will make it to the top. So here we go, 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 go. Ghana, go, 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 go. So here we go, go, go.
Ebiani, sika penny bire indiscipline. Yayira you say sika o blasters sa ya unje. Yes wo mo bo bay. More way bo. More way. Ya di am sa ya calculations ah. Ni e be se we. E be se we. E be se we. E be se we. Allahu Akbar, Ghana voasa o, Allahu Akbar, Ghana voasa o, Allahu Akbar, Ghana football asayo, Allahu Akbar, eti Egypt ni Allahu Akbar yeko, Allahu Akbar, fire burn you.
So here we go, 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 go. Ghana, go, 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 go. So here we go, 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 go. Blast us, go, 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 go. God bless our home.
Black Stars. Yes. So it didn't happen. Finally, we're coming home. I'm told that some of the journalists who went are actually on their way back to Ghana.
Why have they given up so early?
Agronegu.
I thought people were still doing some calculations to
Which
suggest that
calculation?
there's a possibility that the other two
The other teams that have two
fail.
They are going to play today.
Yes.
And
they may both lose their matches.
They may both lose.
Yes.
Okay. When they lose.
Yes.
Should they lose?
Yeah.
What if this team wins? How do you call it? Cameroon wins.
We are just hanging on to hope. We are not saying that.
Please. If we manage to qualify, we'll go back. Let's get.
We'll send the people back to the place.
We'll go back. Let's get interactive.
Or they'll do report from Zoom.
Text message on the Spur Morning Show, brought to us by GCB Bank PLC. GCB Personal Loan. Make that big move and dream a reality.
Now, you know GCB, unlike Blasters, is your biggest and largest bank in Ghana, and it's offering GCB salaried account holders personal loans in less than 24 hours to fund your next big move with GCB's Big Move Personal Loan Promo. You can access up to a whopping 400,000 Ghana cedis at a significantly reduced interest rate with a 2-month repayment grace period to meet your urgent financial obligations. With a smile, it's time to make that big move, be it for educational fee payment, buying a car, or building your dream home. GCB makes these dreams a reality and life easier for its customers. So let GCB lend you the needed support to make that big move to take care of those urgent personal needs. Visit any GCB branch or call 0800 422 422 for further inquiries. Terms and conditions apply. GCB is your bank for life.
So experience the excellence and global recognition of a British education, like Raymond has done, combined with the convenience and affordability at Lancaster University, Ghana. Expand your horizon and elevate your career prospects with a British degree delivered right to your doorstep. Apply now and embark on a transformative educational journey that will shape your future. Admissions are currently open for our January 2024 intake. For more information, kindly visit lancaster.edu.gh. You can also contact us via email at admissions@lancaster.edu.gh or call us on 0302218989 or 0209607008. Lancaster University, the only British university campus in West Africa.
Now, there is this caution from GCB Bank PLC. They are wishing to remind all of its customers not to pay attention to any message or phone call claiming to come from GCB Bank PLC and asking you to link your Ghana card to your bank account or providing your card or account details. GCB will never send you a message or make a call to you requesting your account details or card details. When in doubt, all I need to do is call this toll-free number 0800 422 422. Chat with us on WhatsApp via 0202422 or visit the nearest GCB Bank branch. GCB is your bank for life.
Great, so let's get into the conversation now. And Raymond, let's start off with Muftau Nabila Abdullahi. He's all the way in La Côte d'Ivoire. He's joining us via Zoom. We're told that the team is returning. I know the journalists are coming back to Ghana. I don't know why. Muftau, good morning and thank you very much for joining us. Hello, Muftau. Hi, Muftau, can you hear us? Okay, it seems... yes. Yes, Muftau, can you hear me?
I can hear you, Wilson. How are you?
I am doing well. Of course, I'm better today. Yesterday, I wasn't so well, particularly last night after the Black Stars drew 2-2 with Mozambique. But you are with the team. Where are you currently, Muftau?
Like I said, I've just gone past Côte d'Ivoire border and entered Ghana, so I'm no longer in Abidjan.
Oh, you're back in Ghana already, but some of the Black Stars players assure us that they are not out yet. So why are you back in Ghana?
Remember, the trip was quite a complex trip for some of us. So, depending on the arrangements we made for the trip, that would define your stay in Abidjan for the tournament. And my arrangement was quite complex. It was such a way that based on where the team gets to, that is when I would also come back. So that was it.
So you are telling us that the team is out. No permutations can save us.
Because the mathematics are quite complex. I don't know whether if you are using Macola calculator or 9-hour ES plus or even a 9-hour ES normal. If you put together the mathematics, if you're more doing hard maths because it's quite complex. Your future in this tournament is dependent on the outcome of other games, like the Gambia versus Cameroon later tonight. Your future is dependent on games involving the likes of Algeria, Namibia, and it's quite a complex thing. And at this point, with only 2 points, I'm not too sure that at the end of the group phase matches, Ghana would still be there. And should it happen that Ghana is able to find its way into the third first place team, I might just go back to Abidjan and continue the tournament.
Let's go back to yesterday, post-match, after the draw against Mozambique. How was camp? How were the players feeling?
I think yesterday was one of the worst body language of players I have ever seen in my little over a decade's journalism career and coverage of this national team. And it was made worse by the fact that some of our colleagues, and excuse my words, uncouth behavior towards the players made it even worse. Where journalists were raining insults at players and technical team members, something I felt was unacceptable. We can be disappointed with the performance of the team, but we can't go as far as using foul language, vile language, and vitriol towards the players. That was one thing that I found extremely unacceptable. The players walking through the mid zone, you could clearly see that they were as disappointed as any Ghanaian. I saw Jonathan, and in fact, I had even booked interviews with some of the players, and that my interview was dependent on the outcome of the game between Ghana and Mozambique. A win was supposed to guarantee me access to about 2-3 of the players to speak to, because I had written to the Ghana Football Association officially, and they approved and gave me the players that I was going to speak to after the game against Mozambique. And in fact, when I met them at the mixed zone, because of the way some of my colleagues were behaving, it was quite weird. The players had to be guided out of the mixed zone by security, and it was really difficult for one to actually appreciate what exactly the emotions were. But I can tell that exactly for that of Chris Hilton, whom I had quite a close contact with after the game, and I'm not sure anyone in this country is as disappointed as Chris Hilton is. He feels that he's a man who has been tasked with the responsibility of managing the emotions of millions of people. He's led the entire country down. He accepted responsibility for the performance of the team. He also said that since taking over the job, the performance hasn't been great, but he did not confirm whether he was going to resign when the question was asked at the press conference. He did say that his future is not dependent on him, it's dependent on his employers. And I saw the Ghana Football Association president, I saw the Minister of Youth and Sports, I saw the Vice President of the Ghana Football Association. They had a mini meeting. I do not know what the content of the meeting was, but it was held inside the stadium where they were having a conversation. So as you and I speak, it's quite a complex camp for the Black Stars, and in fact, Mohamed Salis, the likes of Richmond Lampe, who did not even kick the ball, Jordan Ayew, who has been one of the voices of this team, who has been calling on these boys to rise to the occasion. The one who has always stepped up and said that this team cannot continue to give excuses inexperience, and that this team hasn't played in many tournaments before. He found those excuses unfortunate and said that they've been together for like 3-4 years, they shouldn't producing results. But because of what happened, they were not able to speak to us. With Tinubu, he was more of a figure that journalists actually abused the most. Again, I found that quite unacceptable. When he was walking through the mixed zone, security had asked the journalists to go into the press conference. And when we were heading to the press conference, one of my colleagues shouted, "Richard Ofori is coming." So everyone rushed out of the press room just to meet Richard Ofori. But he has security to guide him out of the mixed zone to go and board the cars. Initially, the case started because officials had wanted to put the players in the bus inside the stadium to drive out, right? So journalists disagreed with that move by the Ghana Football Association, and then the CAF officials, it was later the team manager of the Black Stars, Aminisha, came to us and told us that no, every single player will go through the mixed zone. Then we had a CAF official also come to tell us that every single player will pass through the mixed zone because it is mandatory. But it is a prerogative of a player to speak to journalists or not. But when they were coming, because of the reactions of some of my colleagues, they have security guide them through.
Okay.
I've seen people say that journalists attacked them. It was not a physical attack, but I admit that it was more of emotional abuse. Let me describe this as such, because to insult players after running 90 or 119 minutes of football between the times that were added, it was quite difficult for the players actually.
And we saw a video of the GFA Executive Council members having a bit of an emergency in quote meeting just outside of the stadium after the exit. Who was present then? Do you know what it is that they were talking about?
I just mentioned that not quite long ago where I said that I also saw them. In fact, I wanted to video them, and that was around the time I had kept the people scream, "Hey, stop!" So when I screamed that, "Hey, stop!" I didn't record again. But like the video you saw, you know, when you see some of these things, there are people who record early, but even that video was just some few seconds long, and because we were told not to record, no one was able to record it. I was about 150 meters away from where they were having the conversation. I've not gone into the people who were present at the meeting to ask them what they discussed, but thank you, as you know, this is something that Joy Sports can always get. I saw Keto Quickly in there. I saw the sports minister, Mr. Patrick, in there. I saw the vice president, Makado, in there as well. It seems there was Kwesi Ajiman as well, who is also an active management committee member of the team. So these were the people I saw when they were having that quote-unquote emergency meeting after Ghana's draw against Mozambique.
Very well. And one of the things that has become a massive issue is consequences for the failure, and people calling for the heads of many people in football administration, also in the technical team as well. Chris Hughton was asked if he would quit, and he said specifically that regarding that specific question, he has nothing to tell the people. I understand, for example, that he's only not resigning because technically the Black Stars are not out yet. Have you picked up any information on what his future is like, whether he's thinking about quitting once there's confirmation that Ghana is not progressing, or you think that he's going to stay on?
Thank you. This is more of an open secret. The future of this meeting, you and I have been doing this for many, many months. And in fact, the leadership of the AFCON never wanted him to lead the team to the African Cup. But it is quite clear that I do not see Chris Hughton leading this team if Ghana fails to make it to the next round of the competition. I've not been able to actually speak to people in authority or his employers to have an idea about what his future looks like. But one of the things I can clearly state is the fact that Chris Hughton has never been one created by the leadership of the Ghana Football Association to share the affairs of the technical direction of this national team. But there's also the other angle of the leadership often censored by the media always chopping and changing coaches. In the last 4 or 5 years, we've had about 5 coaches leading the national team. Many people actually feel that that's quite unhealthy for the technical direction of the team. And at this point, I'm not too sure whether the leadership of the Ghana Football Association would want to keep recruiting. Recruiting himself has admitted that results have not been at the adverse since he took over the job. Okay. He described the job as a good first job. He described the job as a job of pressure, but was reluctant to resign at the press conference. I actually anticipated that he was going to do that, but he never did. So thank you. I think maybe in the next 48 hours, we will have a perfect picture as what the future of this future will look like. But as you know, these are things that we can always find out. We will have to go into the leadership of the FA. We will have to go here, the technical team members. We have an idea about some of the things that have been described. I'm not also aware whether there was a meeting late last night with the technical team. I did try going to the team hotel after that, but unfortunately, getting to the team hotel, it was going to take me, I was going to get about 2 a.m. So around 2 a.m., I'm not too sure if security were going to allow me to enter. So I just came to go to my hotel instead, and I was not able to pick up anything. But like I said, we will always find out what would happen during meetings when they do happen.
Muftau, thank you very much, and welcome home. We'll see you in Accra shortly. That's Muftau Nabil Abdullahi. He was with the Black Stars at the ongoing AFCON. I mean, like we've all agreed, it will be very difficult for us to qualify to the round of 16. When we return after these messages, Tahiru Fentiu is in studio. You'll also get to hear from Coach Christopher Nimley. We'll be right back.
Are you hoping to start university this January? If you want a British degree from a world-class university at a fraction of the cost, then join Lancaster University Ghana right here in Accra. With a diverse student community, vibrant campus life, and up to 50% scholarship to support your study, Lancaster University Ghana provides you with a world-class education that creates endless possibilities globally. Don't miss this once-in-a-lifetime opportunity. Apply to join Lancaster University Ghana, where learners become leaders. Admissions are currently open for our January 2024 intake. Apply now for our foundation program. For more information, contact us on +233 030 221 8989 or send an email to admissions@lancaster.edu.gh. Lancaster University Ghana, the only British university campus in West Africa.
Hello, babe.
Hello.
Where are you?
I'm home watching football. What's up?
That reminds me. I hope we are going to Ivory Coast for the AFCON 2024 because I'm tired of watching it on TV.
Don't worry, babe. I've got everything under control.
Then my things are already packed though.
Adansi Travels and CAF are making it possible for you to experience AFCON 2024 live in Ivory Coast from 13th January 2024. You can choose to go by air at a rate starting from $1,200 per person and $2,350 for couple, or by road at a rate starting from $890 per person and $1,750 for couple. Your flight, internal transport, daily breakfast, match ticket, and tours are all sorted. So what are you waiting for? Call 0595 500 817 or 0556 310 404 to book now. Adansi Travels, fuel life's beauty.
What's so tasty, creamy, crunchy, makes you happy when it's near? Munchie, munchie, oh munchie, shortcake biscuits.
Enjoy the unbeatable taste of Munchie Milk Shortcake Biscuits, serving you original milky richness for 20 years. Munchie, a rich ankasa. This advert is FDA approved. I'm afraid! Yeah!
dia sambisanda mo. Eti emratia no. Mumu hwan pa na tumi hwe na mo podompe mo ma na yakono.
Eye kwabna.
Na mumu hwan so na tumi just mali me ma yɛ nyina de.
Eye kojo.
Enu kro. Kobret tumi hwe na podompe mo sense wo yusu accident eba. Aye den aban ne do braye. Wo si eti na mo ban na sem ma na ho de ne. Sa ani na kudwo nso yusu accident chako. Na enu ne de e ma wo se wo ye kregen fita. Na watimi asiri bedwo ma na feel you.
Ey kojo. Sa.
Yeah. Pepsodent Eba and Pepsodent Charcoal. Afedie. Yakono natural.
FDIJ Trading Katruyatu.
Attention aspiring minds and future leaders. Get ready for the University Challenge. 10 universities, 10 diverse topics, and a chance to win 1 million Ghana cedis. Each university presents a unique project, pushing the boundaries of creativity and knowledge. This televised competition celebrates intellect, teamwork, and the power to transform ideas into reality. The future of innovation and the chance to witness brilliant young minds showcasing their skills, teamwork, and ability to turn dreams into tangible solutions to solve real-world problems. Stay tuned for more details and get ready to be inspired. For more details, visit newafricafoundation.org or call 0532 383 737.
Introducing Pick 4 from Game Park Games, the easiest lottery to play and win. Pick 4 numbers from 0 to 9 up to 3 times a day to become one of our daily winners. More moolah, more power. Play online at www.gameparkgames.com or dial *946# to play. Game Park Games is regulated by the National Lottery Authority, not for persons under 18. Play responsibly. Pick 4 from Game Park Games. More moolah, more power.
Coffee in your cup and joy on the set. The Super Morning Show is always the best bet on Joy 99.7 FM.
Jordan, are you ready? Boys, are you ready? Spot the back amate, control the back tarik lamte. It's how cool you ready? Idrisu Babade, Gideon Mensah Boeche. How can you score while I got no way? Kudus day, Kudus day. Can we go score them? Ole, ole. Afenejan is on the park, we go score them. Ole, ole.
No, for me, I think today we lost the game by losing the focus. We're up 2-0. Last 4 minutes in the game. We can't lose 2 goals in that. It's just lack of concentration in the last minute. You've seen this against Egypt. Some easy goals, So we need to keep our focus in the last part of the game. We lose concentration, man. It's too easy. It's very disappointing, I believe we have the quality, because we won't be here if we don't have the quality. But in games like this, it's just small margins. It's little things, we need to keep the focus throughout the whole game. And you could see today, the last minute, we gave away 2 cheap goals. Against Egypt, you could see the same thing. We just lose the concentration in the last minute of the game, Today was easy win for us, 2-0 up. We should keep it like that to the end of the game. It's just too sloppy and too silly mistakes, from Egypt and these games, It's too easy.
Are you ready? Kudus Day, Kudus Day, Kudus Day.
Well, so he had Kudus. I guess he sums it all up.
He does.
Thank you, Tahiri French. I've been joined by Victor Achutamaklo, also with the Joy Sports team. Victor, good morning.
Good morning, Winston.
Thank you very much for joining us. It's not a good day, but we'll continue. Because when the Black Stars fail to qualify, we have to talk about it. Thank you.
Yeah.
Kudus sums it all up.
It does.
They're very sloppy in the last minutes. You have 4 minutes to go. I mean, just about 5 minutes to go, and you concede 2 goals.
Yeah. And he said silly, sloppy. He said we lack concentration. He said in games like this, it's just small margins. He said we made the same mistakes repeatedly. So clearly he's not happy, very frustrated. And for me, the most disappointing thing of all of this is that we had senior members of the squad who should have come forward and taken responsibility, apologize to the fans. But what do? No, everybody's hiding. And they've sent a 23-year-old to go and diffuse the situation because they know we love him. And I think that is the height of irresponsibility and the height of lack of accountability. And the clash with the journalist that Muftau spoke about, we've seen the videos, so unnecessary. And there is a penchant for this team to run away from accountability every time results don't go their way. And it's been happening over and over and over again. And they have this standoff with journalists that is absolutely unnecessary. And journalists are the bridge between the team and the fans, because we carry the information to the fans. That connection, when you don't give the journalists access, that connection is missing. It is lost. So for me, I think even their conduct after the result itself was very, very unprofessional, in my opinion. I didn't think that the way they handled the whole crisis was proper. And for me, that is just a microcosm of the bigger situation that we have at our hand, where individuals and people who have authority, who have been trusted with the power to run our national teams, only think that they can take the credit when things go right and run away from responsibility when things go wrong. And I think, for me, that is one of the biggest problems. And there was already a big gap between the national team and the fans as a result of what happened in 2014. And we were trying to rebuild that connection that the fans had with the national team. But this administration has somehow, inexplicably, managed to draw an even bigger wedge.
The same administration that talked about bringing back the love?
Yes, who came up with the hashtag Bring Back the Love. Somehow, inexplicably, ironically, have managed to draw an even bigger wedge between the national team and the Black Stars. Because tell me, why is it that yesterday of all these, as important an assignment as it is, yesterday, with all the hindsight of the deja vu that could happen from what happened in 2021, somehow moments before the match, or let's say the morning in the lead up to the game, the whole conversation on social media was about how much bonuses the players were going to get paid. Which suddenly, and listen, it's almost like Black Stars bonuses and the fans, there's a certain PTSD. There's a certain post-traumatic stress disorder that gets triggered every time Black Stars and bonuses are mentioned in the same sentence. So suddenly, yesterday, the entire conversation, the lead up to the game from the fans was, what is all this nonsense? Let's let you come home so that we can save money. So instead of the fans rallying behind the team, this was the conversation. How did that get out?
Tell me, how did it get out?
That's the point. So that is the wedge I'm talking about. Every time it seems like the bridging the gap and building another bond or some kind of forging or mending, let me put it that way, the relationship between the fans and the players, somehow they just find and manage to find a way to absolutely mess it up. And yesterday was another big example.
Let me bring in Achuta Maklo. So, where did we get it wrong? I mean, I thought we were doing well until the penalty. I mean, and even after the penalty, the thinking was that, 2-1. I mean, you had Amate in there, you had Salisu, you had Jiku. You're playing as to whether it's 3-back or 5-back. You expect that we'll see this through. Then, boom, last goal, we're out.
You know, I'm going to continue from where Fence left off. When you talk about why people become disenchanted, and I am disenchanted at this point with the Black Stars of Ghana, it is things like the performances that they see more than anything else. So in the past, we have paid the Black Stars qualification bonus. We have paid appearance fees, but nobody bats an eyelid until people come to the realization that that situation does not offer value for money. They feel that the results do not match and the performances do not match the outlay that a country has made in that regard. There's been times when we've made decisions that, with hindsight, you could say were foolish, like going to camp in Dubai before the AFCON in 2008. But people were happy to overlook it because the performance at the tournament was good, even though ultimately we failed to win it. But at that time, the sentiment around the Black Stars, just 2 years after they had qualified for the World Cup, and the general goodwill meant that people were happy to overlook it because when they watched the Black Stars, they saw quality. I liked what Mohamed Kudus said yesterday. I like the fact that he took responsibility and showed up to come and be honest about everything that happened. My point of departure with his post-match comments will be the fact that it wasn't just down to fine margins. It wasn't just down to a momentary lapse in concentration. What happened yesterday was the amalgamation of the incompetence that we have demonstrated in the past 18 months, possibly more, right? If you look at the performances that the Black Stars, the current iteration of the Black Stars have put in, it was very consistent with what we saw yesterday, which is we struggled to beat Madagascar, we struggled to beat Central African Republic, we struggled to beat Angola, Comoros. In fact, apart from the matches that we've won at the Babayara Sports Stadium, I don't remember the last time the Black Stars won a match anywhere on the continent. I don't remember the last time the Black Stars played any of these games. So we will struggle to get that last minute goal. Even for this AFCON, people forget that it had to take an 83rd minute goal from Enes Niyama for us to seal a ticket to the tournament on the final day of the competition. So the truth is that we have not been good and we have been poor for a very long time. In the context of the AFCON itself, yesterday's results meant that the Black Stars had gone 10 consecutive games at the AFCON with just one win in 5 matches over a period of 3 tournaments. Now, if you break down each of these performances and then assess them, you'll find out that we have looked completely disfigured. We have no semblance of identity. We play football that is difficult to make sense of. Defensive-wise, we're horrible. We concede chances at will. And even in games where we are told that, the team is sitting deep because ostensibly we want to cut out the number of chances the opponents can create, we concede a ton of chances. Attacking-wise, this team cannot play any style of attacking football. We cannot play possessive football. We cannot be direct. We cannot play counter-attacking football. And it has been the case for a long time. So, and I have said it on this network in times past that there is a rotten technical culture with the Black Stars. And until we take decisive steps to fix it, we will keep running around in circles. Unfortunately for us, the people whose job it is to run football in this country have got no clue how to run football. Even in terms of the optics and the little things that they have to do, they don't seem to get them right. And like Fentio said, they are happy to take the credits, but shirk responsibility when they have to be accountable. So every time things go bad, they are happy to throw out narratives that suggest that everyone else is responsible for the mess, but them. Because yesterday, if you watch that performance, you will still see traces and the handprints of Keto Kreku on that team, in the sense that one of our worst performers at this tournament was a player that he flew to the UK to personally go and beg to come and play for us. And we saw that video where Salisu was stupidly talking back to a journalist. At his club level, he would not do that. He dare not do that. He will treat the journalist with respect, and he will take that criticism in good faith. And
he has to be allowed to go and face your journalist.
And he will demonstrate a certain appreciation of the importance of that journalist, not just to the club, but also to his personal career, and then take that criticism on. But to the extent that journalists had to beg you and essentially block the path where the bus was supposed to take, just before they then will be forced to, all of them, get down from the bus and come and walk through the mix zone. What kind of human beings are these players that you have to be begged to do? And for the uneducated, what happened yesterday they were not doing anyone a favor. It is mandatory. It is mandatory that after these games, you go for the post-match conference and then you go through the mix zone. You are not obliged to speak to every journalist there, but you have to pass through, take a question if you have to. But to the extent that we have to beg them. And you see, this silly culture of every time the Black Stars, and Fent is here, he has experienced it, I have. Over the years, we have suddenly come to accept the fact that if the Black Stars go and then perform poorly, they will blank the media without so much as the courtesy of even saying that, unfortunately, today, we are not able to meet you. They will not speak to the press. They would walk away. We would sit in the conference rooms. We'll stay in the mix zone after between 30 to 45 minutes. Because we have experienced it before, we'd all come to the realization that this is just one of those days where nobody wants to speak to you, and so we would walk away. And for a group that has been, for my money, the worst in the modern era as far as the Black Stars is concerned, it is difficult for me to accept that. I'm sorry.
But, I mean, Fenty, what did Salisu do wrong? We all knew he was not match fit. You fielded him. Was it the GFA president or the coach?
You know, in all of this, you know, it's sometimes I feel like when we, you know, I think it's not just a Salisu issue, to be honest, but I think generally lots of players should bow their heads in shame for the way they performed. I certainly don't think Salisu was worse than any of those other players on the pitch. I think.
But who selected these players? It's not a coach.
That's the point.
Or Keto Kriku, like he said here.
The coach was asked that question at the squad unveiling on Monday, the 1st of January 2024, whether or not in his tenure as Black Stars coach, somebody has ever influenced his squad selection. Achu was at that press conference. He said no.
Were you expecting him to say yes?
Well, other coaches have said it, but only after the fact. Like Siki Akono, he also denied it at the time, and then after he left the job, he came on TV to admit that his selections were being influenced. Having said that, though,
before you continue, I've been told by a former Black Stars player that this coach is sometimes so frustrated that in one of the preparations, he actually went and spoke to one of the hotel workers, took this worker to his room just to show how we're going to play. That's how frustrated the coach could be.
And he, by showing the way we are going to play to the hotel staff, what was he trying to achieve by that?
He couldn't talk to even anybody. He's been
Oh, that is true. In fact, you know, it has been ongoing for a while that the GFA president and the Ghana national team coach are not on talking terms.
Good. So you know.
This is something that some of us have independently confirmed from separate sources, but obviously something that neither of them will be willing to admit.
Mm-hmm.
But it is a fact that the relationship between those two entities is frosty. Now, having said that, I think for any coach that is worth his salt should not be having his squad selections influence. Not less Chris Hughton, who has coached at the highest level. So I would be very, very disappointed if he allowed that to happen. Because first of all, we're even being told that Chris Hughton wasn't the GFA's decision.
Yes.
So if it's not their decision, then they have no control or power over him.
The GFA wanted Steve McLaren.
That is another conversation. But I'm saying, but my point remains valid, that if they didn't hire him, they're not in a position to dictate to him. And that's why I have my doubts that the GFA are the ones telling him which players to select. I think that is squarely at Chris Hughton's doorstep. And I think that is for the multitude of problems that led to the performance we had at this AFCON. And certainly there are many. The root causes are there, but the immediate causes, one of it has to do with Chris Hughton's team selection.
Hold on 1 minute for me. I'll get back to you. For those of you who may be unhappy because of the Black Stars performance, how about you go to Safari Valley Eco Park? Yes, to unwind.
Please, you give me holiday because my heart is bleeding. So that I'll go to Safari Valley. Because this one, I need 1 week to heal from the Black Stars.
Fentu,
no,
go and experience an environment
that give me 2 days.
That fosters the harmonious cohabitation of forest, water, humans, and wildlife such as zebra, sable antelope, llama, wallaby, fallow deer, Patagonian mara, and many others, where everyone can come and experience these majestic creatures at the starting price of 250 Ghana cedis, and is free for children up to 6 years. It's only an hour's drive from Accra. It opens from 6 a.m. to 8 p.m. each day. Visit Safari Valley Eco Park with your friends and family today for the thrill of a lifetime. For more information, visit safarivalleyresort.com. Check out Safari Valley on Instagram or call 0596 914394.
Now, Kingdom Books and Stationery Limited, your number one supplier of quality office essentials, equipment, and also furniture at affordable prices, has introduced an online store for your shopping convenience. This means you can now shop by simply logging on to kingdomstoreonline.com without physically coming to any of our branches. It is hassle-free. We'll arrange delivery to your homes and offices within reasonable time. We offer free delivery within Accra and Tema and accept payment via Momo across all networks. Terms and conditions, however, apply. At Kingdom, quality and affordability are our hallmarks.
So we know that there are those days when you're low on everything, energy, time, cash, and even airtime and data. Well, that's why MTN Extra Time is an airtime and data advanced service that allows you to make calls or browse the internet even when you have insufficient balance. All you have to do is dial star 506 hash, go through the prompt and select the amount of airtime or data that you need. Is more than simple. Doing your favorite things on MTN means you don't get interrupted, even when you're low on airtime or data, but terms and conditions do apply.
Now, what if I told you that 10 Ghana cedis can get you free concert tickets and shopping vouchers worth up to 500 Ghana cedi to shop at Malcolm or get some buckets of juicy chicken at KFC every week? Here's what to do. Just take 10 Ghana cedi or more in the Game Pack Games Pick 1 or Pick 4 lottery to be entered into a weekly Saturday raffle for a chance to win more. Regardless of the outcome of your stake, you can still win a voucher for yourself. Vouchers are limited, so play more to increase your chances. And remember to watch the Saturday promo draw on Adom TV at 6 p.m. Dial star 946 hash. Or visit GamePackGames.com to play now. Terms and conditions apply. Game Pack Games, more moolah, more power.
So somebody, my friend Fafa Kwasi, says, don't you think it's high time we separated the national team management from the GFA? Friend, you think about that after these.
National Health Insurance.
Great news! The National Health Insurance Scheme, NHIS, has waived the waiting period for all members aged 70 years and above. All 70 years and above are also exempted from paying a premium. Enrollment and renewal are absolutely free on the NHIS. Members who are 70 years and above can automatically access healthcare when they newly register with the NHIS or renew their membership annually. You are no longer required to serve the 1-month waiting period for late renewals. Dad, mom, grandpa, and grandma, let your old age be filled with good health and access instant healthcare at zero cost on the NHIS today. Download the My NHIS mobile app to register with your Ghana card or visit the nearest NHIS office. Terms and conditions apply. For details, contact the NHIS call center on 054 444 6447 or 0302 746 447. NHIS, your access to quality healthcare. This message is brought to you by the United States Agency for International Development, USAID.
Hey, Opeyin,
What is this I'm hearing about some economic census?
Yes, the Ghana Statistical Service is conducting a nationwide census of all businesses called the Integrated Business Establishment Survey, popularly known as IBIS.
A census of businesses? What is that for?
Well, for businesses to grow, they will need data on all business activities for decision making to enhance their profitability.
Hey, so does it mean my top bar is part of this exercise?
Of course it is. All businesses, whether for profit or non-profit, are included.
Okay, but won't my personal information be disclosed?
Not at all. Data collected will be kept confidential and used solely for statistical purposes, so your individual information is well protected.
Really? So when is it starting and how can I help?
This exercise will begin in January 2024. Help by giving the right information to the field staff who will be visiting your business.
Remember, support GSS to provide you with the right data for your business growth and national development. 2024 IBES, data for prudent business decisions.
GoTV is stepping up your entertainment from the 15th of January at no extra cost to you. If you are on GoTV Value, upgrade to GoTV Plus to watch GoTV Max. Already on GoTV Plus? Upgrade to GoTV Max to enjoy GoTV Super. And if you are on GoTV Max, upgrade to GoTV Super to enjoy the best of the best on GoTV Super Plus. Don't wait. Step up your entertainment today. It's on us. GoTV. Love it. T's and C's apply.
A month way, and you're normally a doffo. Electroland Ghana Limited has done it again. It's the up to 70% discount bazaar. A simple cry. From the 27th to the 29th of January, rush to Electroland's Vintage branch for amazing deals on your favorite Samsung, NASCO, Media, TCL, and Homeland of up to 70% off. You heard it here, up to 70%. It may be brand new, slightly used, have minor dents and scratches, or repaired. We are first come, first serve. For further inquiries, call 0503 153 739. Terms and conditions apply.
Introducing Pick 4 from Game Pack Games, the easiest lottery to play and win. Pick 4 numbers from 0 to 9 up to 3 times a day to become one of our daily winners. More moolah, more power. Play online at www.gamepackgames.com or dial *946# to play. Game Pack Games is regulated by the National Lottery Authority, not for persons under 18. Play responsibly. Pick 4 from Game Pack Games. More moolah, more power.
So, thank you.
Yes, Winston.
We said
The
Chris
way you call
Houghton.
me.
Yes, Chris Houghton was. Folks, welcome back. Chris Houghton was going to. We had complained about CK Akono. Ketokriku was here complaining that when you are a coach, you can't just select your team. They must approve it.
Yes.
They must go through a lot of. And so we felt that Chris Houghton would not accept that. Maybe he didn't accept that, but his selection was nothing to write home about.
It wasn't great. The squad wasn't balanced. There were gaping issues with the squad that we saw from where we sat. We analyzed it on our various shows. We spoke about the limitations of the squad. How the entire technical team didn't see, I have no idea.
So minus,
big example.
Once Ashimiro gets injured, we are finished.
That's it. We didn't have a plan B for him. Meanwhile, we had so many other number 8s that were available and actually playing. Forcing Amankwa being one of them, plays in Austria, brilliant footballer. You understand? Because, in fact, and the reason the Ashimiro thing is coming up is because in our last 2 matches, each time he has come off, we've had issues, have we not?
Yes.
Because we haven't seemed to have adequate replacement for him. Because Baba certainly didn't look like the guy to replace him. And the other number 8 that he took to the AFCON was Richmond Lamptey, the Kotoko boy, who didn't make the match day squad on a single occasion.
Exactly.
So why did you take him? And if indeed his plan B for Majid Ashimiro was always that he would bring on Baba, then I don't think he's a coach that knows what he's about. Because certainly they're 2 completely different players. Everybody knows this. And for Majid Ashimiro, the reason everyone, all the journalists knew that not having a plan B for him would be problematic was that before the AFCON, he had only played 1 full half of football, club football. Because the kid cannot stay fit. How did you expect that he would go to the AFCON and play 3 matches in a matter of 8 days, when in the entire season leading to the AFCON, he had only played 1 full half? We took Andre Ayew. We had that conversation here. He had only played 34 minutes of football. Mohamed Salisu had played only 3 matches this season. And that's why Achu mentioned him. Because the Salisu that we knew, that we went to beg from Southampton, was a far better player than the one we saw at this AFCON. Because he's struggling for form. So the squad, the striker, he took only 1 recognized number 9, Jonathan Sowa, who made the match day squad only once. And yesterday he was on the bench. And when he needed a striker, what did he do? He pulled out his most impressive winger in pencil, brought on Dede, who has no legs to be a winger, then shifted him to go and play as a striker. What is this?
Yeah. I mean, I was surprised when I saw.
Then, no, I'm not done. Then you go and bring Richard Ofori. And they ask him, Richard Ofori, the whole season, he has not played a single minute of club football. Then they ask him why he's in the squad. He said he has never let Ghana down. Meanwhile, Richard Ofori is 3rd choice. Or is he 2nd? Actually, which one is it?
It's 3rd choice.
He's 3rd choice as Mamelodi Sundowns.
Orlando
Pirates.
But he used to be number 1.
Yes, he was dethroned. Now, at Orlando Pirates, listen to the most amazing part of the story. At Orlando Pirates, the one that has dethroned him for the number 1 and keep him match week in, week out, was not even good enough to be selected in the South Africa squad.
Yes. I heard that and I was shocked.
This is rejected.
And then we brought him. And Atiziki is keeping every week.
And yes, in Switzerland.
18 matches.
In Switzerland, he doesn't miss. He's their number 1 goalkeeper.
Our time is up.
Do you understand? So, squad selection, big letdown. Then you go to the tournament, squad management, substitutions, Bibia Basa.
On that note, thank you, Fentio, Tahiru Fentio. Thank you, Victor Achutamaklo. Folks, thank you very much for joining us on behalf of the team. My name is